up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick and tired with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick and tired with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick and tired with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick and tired with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick and tired with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick and tired with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
Hey, welcome to Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind, also known as SSUM 369. 369. There's something to it. Many of you know, some of you will learn of the 369. Hey, look at here who I got with me. I have a co-host who told me he wasn't going to be here till later, and now he came right on. This is Burn the Corporate Fiction, live from someplace in a Nazi territory. No, you're muted, brother.
Most definitely, man. If Florida's known for its oranges, Michigan would have prison bars over it. You know what I mean?
What's the motto? Come on vacation, go leave on probation.
Yeah, come on vacation, leave on probation.
I mean, I can totally picture the Governor Whitmer. She's a beautiful young lady who would look.
Yeah, she's a great person.
Listen, picture her in a witch's costume. If she fits, right? You picture her in one of those like Nazi outfits, man. She fits.
She does fit.
I mean, she's got that look, that real authoritative resting bitch face, you know?
you know that song is still playing in the background.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
What are you talking about?
The theme song
to my show?
Yeah. At least on my phone it is.
Oh, you must have it open in two spots then, because there's you probably got a delay on the other one and it's open in two spots. It's really crazy because we're not hearing an echo on it. That's wow.
That's weird because it's playing right now. Let me try to leave it back.
All right. Wow, that's crazy. I don't understand. Maybe it's because of China. Yeah, China. What's your name and vag number? Don't say that to the police. So here I am above my beautiful flat, level, stationary Earth. There he is again. See these chemtrails that I'm making all over the place? And I'm like, I've been smoking so much weed. Look at it's just, that's why it's been a cloudy day.
Yeah, but Whitmer is definitely, I could see her in a witch's outfit. She's terrible. She's right up there with Gavin Newsom and Cuomo when he was governor, and then that crypt keeper bitch that replaced him. But they're all bad. They're right.
The one that's in there. Are you talking about which one? Or the one that's in there now? Are we talking the one that got rid because they had to get rid of what was he, Governor Grabass? Or the mayor? Cuomo. That's the mayor. Okay, we're talking. Chris Cuomo's brother.
Yeah,
the guy from the news from CNN, his brother.
Yeah, the guy who euthanized all those elderly people. And
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was nice of him. They were suffering. It was a
I was
humanitarian.
I was gonna say something about that Cuomo guy. I forgot what it was now. Um, because yeah, listen, it's now we're seeing everything. If people can't put that shit together, there's ZXL most master is in here. He said posted this just now. Cool, ZXL. Also, I'm just give a shout out here real quick, and if you want, you can put the link in, or I can pull it up and put it in. Do you have a wrench on here, Ryan?
No.
Oh, it'd be easier for me to do it anyways. Yeah. I'll put a link into Burn the Corporate Fiction's channel. He just launched today with a brief video explaining what his channel is going to be about. And it's rather fascinating, rather interesting, very, very informative. And so he's trying to get up there to at least 50 subscribers so he can go ahead and use his phone and shit to go live. We almost got him there. We got him a little more than halfway there. Where are you at now, Ryan? How far are you now?
I'm not sure. I think I was at like 32 last time I checked. I just got to get to 50. If you guys do watch the videos, forgive me. Is my first video, so it starts out a little bumpy.
Yeah, you do all right. You do all right.
Just follow it through at least like 5 minutes, because I do get into some real deep, interesting stuff, and I've got all the facts to verify it. And if you kind of get through the first 5 minutes, you won't. I would like to think you won't be disappointed, but I really would much rather just do live so it can be interactive with. People are gonna ask questions. They're gonna have questions. I like to be able to answer it. And like when we had that moron come up the other night who was drunk, I realized that
Yeah.
that actually benefited quite a bit, because it was interactive and he was saying things that people might have had on their minds, or he was, we were able to illustrate the point better by having somebody who, uh, well, in his case was an idiot. But generally if people have questions and they want to, come on and ask and be like, well, what about this? What about this situation? And the great thing is like, if I don't have the answer, well, let's research it together. You know what I mean? That's what I'm about. I don't know everything by any means, but I've never seen a channel really talk about the things that I'm talking about. And I've done a lot of research, and I've got the facts to support it. It's like everybody's like right around the mark. So if I can share real quick with how I came across this, right? So I was onto the maritime law. I started investigating the maritime law. I started pulling all the acts that they passed regarding vessels and maritime law and stuff like that, right? And then that's when I
Real quick, Ryan. Nope, wasn't me. Just subbed, so you got one more.
awesome.
Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nope, wasn't me.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, or sister. Nope, wasn't me. Thank you. But so I was I realized there was something I pulled up that talked about the vessel being a mortgaged vessel, and I was like, wait a minute, mortgage, that makes sense. So I went on the internet and I typed in, I said birth certificate, mortgage backed securities, and I put those in as the keywords, right? And it pulled up the Securities and Exchange Commission and a bunch of forms that people had already filed years ago, becoming registered transfer agents. Well, in reading those declarations of trust that they had already filed, it led me right through the maritime stuff to right to where I needed to be, where it's all trust and equity. Maritime law is the underlying law that they're operating in, that they operate in, and to establish the contracts and the mortgages that allow them to use the trust equity system, the courts of equity, the courts of chancery. That's where we get into the inheritance trust and stuff like that. So maritime law underlies it, but it's an amalgamation of maritime law, commercial law, and this trust and estate law. And it's really all about the trust and estate. So like a trust results from, essentially, in like layman rudimentary terms, it's a perpetual contract. So you have a contract that's executed immediately and each person receives benefit, right, from the contract,
Mm-hmm.
the exchange of whatever. And then a perpetual contract necessarily implies a trust. And generally the trust is created for the benefit of a third party who can't directly exercise their rights to some property. So since it's like, say, England, the Bank of England and all that stuff that can't just directly administer the bankruptcy here in the United States, they use this trust equity system to hold all of us, our property, in trust, and then administer the bankruptcy by charging the trust accounts, essentially. So anyway, sorry about that. Go ahead there, Dad.
It's all right, man. We wanted to get this. I wanted to kind of issue a challenge. There's a couple things here we're going to do on this channel, and then we're going to take it over to the other channel. I know a lot of people that have subbed to me are used to, the Chiliisms is what we call them. It was stupid shit that Chili says. And when he would usually say it, then that meant I had to take a bong rip. Okay. Well, we've kind of moved away from that, and we're filtering out people that are really kind of want to learn and understand some shit. So the new ones are, anytime you hear one of the 3 globe head excuses for bullshit, I have to take a bong hit. Now, what are those 3? Anybody can in the chat, can you name? There's 3 excuses that
Can
the
I guess?
globetrotters use. Yeah, go for it, Ryan. Which one?
Gravity.
Gravity is one. Yes, there are
Yeah.
2 more. There's 2 more.
Oh shit. Let me think. Gravity. I don't know. There's so much to choose from.
Parallax.
Okay.
Parallax. Yeah.
Parallax.
Refraction. Now, see, I figured out. I got clever. See, you guys ought to be. They should wish that I was on their side, because I can combine those, and I can say refractional gravitational parallax. I start mixing them motherfuckers up, and I got an endless combination of shit, don't I?
You could get somebody's eyes to glaze over with that. They think you're real smart.
Right. That's
Yeah,
right. The
like,
fluoride planets in space.
That had a bunch of syllables in it. He must know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
I first simulated that myself. I did.
What are you reading them words for? You some kind of
what are you, fag? What are you trying to read that for?
What are you reading them words for?
I can't believe you like money. I like money. We should hang out.
That movie's awesome.
It's got electrolytes. I know. Listen, I got some people spiraling now for 8 days. For 8 days, they've been spiraling in my fucking comment section. Okay. And I'm like, what the fuck? Give it up. And it's all over the whole thing of, look, you cannot tell the distance or size of an object in 3D space without any values to go by.
No, it's that simple, straightforward.
I mean, that's it. And without one, you can't get any of the others.
So
and every time I jump into saying it comes to the circular thing. Everything I come to, they say, well, no, it works like this, this, and this. And then since we know that the size, and since we know the distance of Mars, I'm like, no, you don't know the distance to Mars. What do you mean, since you know that? Where the fuck did that come from?
Right.
So you have to go back right down to this very start,
Right.
You have to know about like one of the things before you can even start to speculate about the other fucking shit,
Well, it's like the desert. You know what I mean? I brought this example up to you. Like, you're in the desert, you see the mountains, right? And they look like they're just a couple miles away, right? Because there's nothing else in it. It's a vast expanse of emptiness. And then the desert. So they look like they're a few miles away, and they're like 60 miles away. You know what I mean? So if you were to walk towards them, you're going to die thinking, oh, I'll be there in just a minute. No, you're dead. And the reason being is because there's no points of reference. There's nothing with known values in between your line of sight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, see, now they'll try to argue that's where parallax comes in, because then because you have at least that one position, at least a few things if you were in 2 different locations. But if you don't have anything to go by, like not even an expanse of Earth,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You just got a light in the fucking sky, right? So you don't know if it's a great big light way far away, moving really fast, or if it's a small light really, really close, moving rather slow. It's going
Right.
to appear the same way.
Right.
It's going to appear the same way. And it's like I brought up before. And you can't just be in two different spots and go, oh, I think it's there. Well, yeah, great. You located it, but you still haven't given a distance to it. It's real simple. Your angle to your vision of it isn't gonna. That's only gonna give you where it's located at. There it is. Oh my God, ZXL Master, you
I seen that.
bastard! Get out of my head! Get out
I
of my
seen that.
head!
Whatever happened with that one loser that made that video about you the other night? What was that, last night? Yeah, that was last night.
Oh, that was that guy with the sound like I don't even want to even try to pronounce his name. It looks like an ingredient on bubblegum, so I just call him Bubblegum Boy.
Right. With the
You know.
avatar, the computer generated avatar.
Yes.
Are you sitting there?
Yes.
You had some choice words to say. It sounded, I was just listening to that guy, like, oh my God, dude, this guy is a moron. Like,
Yeah, what is he talking about? That he said, everything that he said was completely misrepresenting what I had shown, and
that's,
it was so simple that a
yeah,
little child could understand it. That's why I drew it on Microsoft Paint. I demonstrated how you have a gradient within a fucking propane tank, but it has an overall pressure.
he misunderstood the whole magnetism thing too.
Right. He does.
Yeah,
It's
polarity.
incoherent electrostatic acceleration. This
Right.
is a real thing. In fact, I'm going to have to grab a playlist of. There's all kinds of fucking cool experiments showing this. Okay.
Right.
There are no experiments of anybody having molten fucking nickel iron, which, listen, when iron hits the Curie point, which is like 5,000 degrees, it doesn't fucking have any more magnetism to it. It fucking doesn't
Right.
have any
Yeah.
magnetic properties to it
Molten.
anymore. It's all done.
Yeah.
So that's out. And how the fuck would they know any of that? You have no demonstrable, repeatable experiments. At least the
First of all, how do they
incoherent
know?
electrostatic acceleration explains a lot. That in conjunction with buoyancy and density, the incoherent electrostatic acceleration is like it's kind of a force that pulls, but buoyancy and density sort it all out. If you can fathom that, you understand what I'm saying?
How do they even know what's in the Earth's, what if there is an Earth's core? What they're not able to get anywhere near that deep into the even the mantle or the
didn't
crust
you
or whatever
ever?
the hell you want to call it.
You know how, Ryan? Come on.
Yeah, the same way they can tell something's
Well, they got
10,
machines. They
10 gajillion years old, 1 billion gajillion fulfillion years old. We know this for a fact. With how? With carbon dating. Oh, what the hell do you even
Ryan,
mean?
look. Right there. Oh, shit. Where'd it go?
Right, babe?
Fuck. Where'd it go?
Am I being too loud? No. All right.
Hold on. I lost it. God bless America.
Yeah, no, how would they even know anything about anything like that? The core, like,
I know.
it's all just guesswork. You know what I mean? It's essentially, how would they know that something's fucking 100 million years old? Like, how do you know that? How do you really know that? Oh, it's approximately between, like, how? There's no fucking way.
There, look. Okay, there's proof right there.
Yeah. Hey, well,
That's what they show you. That's what they show you, right? They tell you, oh, look, and here's the fucking inner core and the mantle and all this other fucking horse shit, right? And how the hell would they even know that? They've only gone down less than 8 miles into this motherfucker.
Right. That's what I'm saying. See, look, I'll be the first to admit, I'm no scientist, and science isn't even like my area of study. I have almost no interest in, like, you know what I mean? Most scientific things. Some scientific things I do. Like, I'm interested in law, stuff like that. But just some of the shit is so common common sense, man, like the curvature or the points of known reference, like some of these things to think about, or like how the fuck would they know what's under the earth at all?
I just detected residue of the Matrix in you when
What's
you
that?
said that.
Why is that?
Oh man, hang on, I forgot.
You
No, it was
forgot.
because you said I'm no scientist. Okay. What is a scientist?
Well, first of all, a scientist is somebody who makes a profession
Whoa, no,
in the scientific.
no. A scientist is someone who honestly engages in a scientific practice. In other words, if you're taking logical thought, making repeatable and demonstrable experiments to prove your theory, if you're actually looking at that, that's science. Okay.
What
But
we're
we
talking
got it
about.
looking at yeah, I know we're programmed to believe that, oh, science, that means these people with degrees
No,
that have a
no. That's
profession.
I didn't say any of
I
that. I
know,
said people
but
who are
that's where people's
passionate
minds
about
are at.
science. Well, yeah, I guess you'd have to have
I
degrees.
mean, think about this: what you do with law, okay? What you're doing with actual law versus what is assumed and in our everyday society. You're actually engaged in the act of science, which
Yeah,
merely means the search for truth. So, in a sense, you're a scientist.
so I guess to be more specific, you're absolutely right. It's a good way. That's exactly right. But I guess a more specific way to state what I was saying is like when it comes to like studying like geology, there you go,
Right.
and stuff like that. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to like that type of, I'm more of the uh,
I wouldn't
words.
say I go to study those things so much, but I'll find an interest in it and I'll learn a bit about it, and it leads to other things, and it just kind of connects together for me. Um, and then if I need to know more in that area, I go a little further, you know. But
I
I
wish I
just
had more of
wanted
an
it.
interest in
It.
studying like magnetism specifically. In
Oh
fact, I
my
might.
God, I've been
Yeah,
fascinated by magnets since I was a kid. You saw when you were here, I have a whole fucking collection of magnets, man. I got
I might get into it
neodymium
at some point.
magnets and um, all kinds of crazy shit. I'm gonna do
Well,
some shit on camera. We're dropping some fucking
I mean,
magnets.
I would say that there's, I mean, I can never be 100% sure, but I'm 99.99% sure that, they had free energy, not even,
Oh,
as long
look
ago
who
as we think. So, and then on
you
top
are,
of that,
dude.
they've done miraculous things like create cars that run on water. Those two guys that we know for sure did it, that had proven that they had cars that were powered by hydrogen, by water.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, listen, why do you think
they
they actually
died.
had why do you think they actually had prohibition of alcohol?
Well, yeah, it was Rockefeller was trying to destroy the ethanol market, but
Same
that
thing with weed. Same thing with weed, man.
well, what they're doing is flooding the private growers right out. That's what they're
Well, it
doing.
wasn't just private. I'm talking about back in the time when they first did it. They like to cover it by saying, "Oh, it's because of the paper and shit." No, it was because you can use it for a biofuel. They
Oh, that's a good
made
point.
plastics out of it.
There's
You
the
can make
oil.
all this shit up. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
there again, the same fucking people, the Rockefellers. It
good
goes
point.
right to them, to the oil industry, man, every time.
Yeah, that's it. Well, the two
Because
guys that
we know that they came out with this car that all the body panels and shit were made on weed and it ran on hemp oil, man.
yeah, but the cool like so the or I was gonna say those two guys that made
Be up there
the
sucking on the fucking exhaust pipe and shit, man. Go.
water powered cars. The two guys who made the water powered cars, they both died. They the first guy
Mhm.
that created and he proved it. All anybody has to do is search like water powered car, uh, like and then put like murder or something. Put each one in quotation marks separately, and you'll find it because that's how you search for stuff with quotation marks. But anyways,
All right, wait 1 second. I'm gonna tell y'all something right here. If y'all, we got Ryan is up to 34 subscribers.
nice.
Okay, that's more than half. What do we need? Another
16, right?
16.
Yeah.
16 more subscribers. That's all we got to do. We got to get that word out. ZXL Master, he is the god at doing that shit, man. Have
Thank
you
you.
seen those promo things that he makes for everybody's channels?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
Oh, dude,
Is that what you
he's
sent
the
me a link
shit.
to earlier?
Yeah. He's really good. He's in the chat right now. Of course, he's a moderator. He's like, if he comes on your chat, give him moderator status.
All
I'm
right.
telling you right now, he handles the shit. Porn bots, be damned. They fear ZXL Master. Porn bots
What
fear
the
him.
fuck is a porn bot?
Porn bots, they'll bomb your chat. Somehow they'll bomb your chat with fucking links to fucking porn.
That's weird.
So it's like a bot that'll do it. And I don't know what it is, if there's an algorithm that trips it or whatever the fuck it is. But this dude battles that shit out. It's gone. You
That's
don't even
pretty
have to
cool.
worry about it, man. He's like an antivirus in that shit.
Well, the first guy, like I was saying, the first guy that invented the water-powered car, he got contacted by somebody from the United States government that said they wanted to put his invention in production. He proved it. This was in the newspaper and everything. I don't know. You've seen this, right? You've read the newspaper article. Yeah. What the hell is his name? I'll look it up in a minute. Maybe if you get onto something, start talking, I might go look it up so we can show people. But anyway, so
What?
he goes to have lunch with the representative of the government, and he gets about halfway through the lunch, and he's like, he starts to feel like something's wrong. Goes and he runs outside. His buddy had come with him and was waiting outside, and he tells his buddy, he's like, they killed me. You know what I mean?
God.
And then later on that evening, he died. And then that water powered engine never made it to production, right? And then just recently there was that security guard at he was a security guard. I think it was a black guy, and he was an inventor as a hobby, and he had reinvented, or maybe he thought he invented the water powered engine. And then there was that Buffalo shooter. Remember that guy who went and randomly shot people and shit?
Yeah.
He and the security guard got killed. That was him, that guy.
Good God.
Yep. And then guess what? That water powered engine never made it to production. So but there's a lot of financial interest behind the oil industry. You got to think not just what it would do to people's wealth, but what it would actually do to countries, like as far as just economic upheaval. Think about what a water powered engine would do to the market, like immediately, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If
I
it
dig it, man.
uprooted the oil industry like that.
Look, gravity.
Yeah, gravity's working.
I'm sorry, I got a buzz on it. Yeah, listen, it would tear it up, man. It really would, and that's the key to it, man. If you look right to it and you pin it right back,
Well, the collateral damage, it would be beneficial, but at the same time, it would actually create problems.
Well, through a transitionary stage, yeah, I guess it would.
Yeah.
But
upheavals.
Look, man, I don't know. I'm halfway down. They talk about depopulation and shit. And then
think about the dollar, how it's the petrodollar.
Yeah.
The water powered engine came out. What happens to the petrodollar?
Oh, yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. I mean, they take out whole fucking countries if there's a threat to the petrodollar.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what they did. Look what we did to Iraq. Look what we, I mean, come on. Look at what we did all the way in the Middle East right there. Look what we did to Libya.
Right.
I mean, fuck. No, we ain't going to have that.
Oh, yeah, we fucked them over.
Well, that was all, and exactly why. Libya is a huge oil producing nation, right?
Free country threatened to destabilize.
Listen, they depend on these leaders in these countries in the OPEC nations to be fully on board and play ball with the United States.
Except for apparently they don't. There's nothing they can do to China when China threatens. China is destabilizing the dollar.
Well, see, they're doing it. What Nixon would call through subversion from speculation on they're attaching shit to gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, like so Putin has attached his ruble to gold.
Yeah,
and albeit a small amount, he can increase that to whatever he wants once it's in a foothold.
Selling his oil.
Right. So think about this though. What's our response? CBDC.
Yeah, but think about so Russia is a major oil producing nation too, or as well, and if he starts selling his oil for gold, everybody's just going to buy Russian oil,
That's
and
right.
the dollar's going to collapse.
And
So
everybody that's got Federal Reserve notes that they're using to purchase the oil with will dump those back into the American economy, and that's going to cause hyperinflation.
well, yeah,
It's already happening. It's already happening, man.
Yeah, exactly. If people don't know, internationally, in order for the dollar to maintain international value, it is pegged. So we have a treaty with OPEC to where they only sell their oil for the American dollar. People have to convert their national currency to the American dollar in order to purchase oil from OPEC. Okay, so what that does, that treaty stabilizes and protects our dollar, right? And
Right.
anybody who threatens to destabilize the dollar, to undercut the dollar, basically, is threatening the Federal Reserve. Now I think they're ready to implode it. I think it's time to bring it all crashing down. Everybody's been cashing out. They cashed out in 2008, and they just cashed out during COVID.
It's a fire sale, bro.
Yeah, it is a fire sale.
It's a fire sale. That's it, man. That's the best way I can put it. Did you happen to see let's see just a second here, Stanley Meyer hydrogen powered car murdered by the government.
Yep.
And we've also got, let me see, ZXL says it's all about trust to burn corporate fiction. 26 views 3 hours ago, posted on my community tab now. New channel needs your help. So that'll go far and wide. Everybody gets his stuff, and it goes pretty far and wide. There was another one up here. Let's see. I wanted to highlight another comment that I had up here. It was just a second. Larry Holloway says that Toyota made a hydrogen engine. It was with someone else. I don't remember. Do you know anything about Toyota making a hydrogen engine?
I'm not sure. Know about those two fellows I was talking about.
There's more. There was an electric car before there was a gasoline car. Everybody knows that, right?
Well,
it's not like it's a new idea.
The new electric cars are fucked, man. Like, if you live in cold climate, you see all them people that were getting stuck across the country during that cold spell because their Teslas won't hold a charge in the freezing weather.
Oh no.
You didn't see
that?
Yeah,
I did. I did hear a little bit about that, and I did kind of laugh. Oh, I'm already laughing because of the way they're charging the car, right? Look at me. I'm saving energy. No, you're not. Where the fuck do you think that electricity is coming from?
I know.
Well, I personally, listen, I don't think that they're actually producing the electricity the way that they're telling us. I think that they're harnessing this shit out of the atmosphere for free. They're hiding that from us, and then they're charging us like, oh, look at what we have to put into it to give you electricity and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're getting it free and then feeding it to us and and charging us for it. It'd be like somebody that owns the spring, and he's charging everybody for the water.
Yeah, that's
I mean, that's a theory. I'm not making accusations, but I mean, if this has been a thing, free energy, you'd know that the energy companies, or at least at the very top, they would know how to do it. And if you knew how to do it and didn't have to rely on the resources of coal and shit like that, and could just produce it for free and make like you're having to have a lot of costs to, you could actually charge people a lot of money and they would be no the wiser.
Well, if the whole thing is set up like a battery, for instance, right, then theoretically there would be free energy and everything would be energy. It would be literally like a holographic, you know what I mean, matrix. Like,
well, there you go. Like Austin Murphy says here, he says, recently my mind has been going deep into the thought of being in the matrix, and it gets so intense I have to think about something else. It happens mostly when I'm waking up from sleep. Anyone else? That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know. I felt like that, after you'll get used to it. That's all I can say. You'll get used to it. It's no big deal. It's no big deal.
Up, there's no going back to sleep.
I know. You can't. You really can't. You really have to do some mental gymnastics to believe. You go, holy fuck, once it unravels, you go, Jesus Christ, I really actually believe that fucking stupid shit. Look at the, and then you try to tell everybody else, it's like, hey, you guys, it's a fucking puppet show. Stop believing it. Look, it's fake. Stop.
Honestly, it made me miserable for a long time. Like, it really did. It took a lot to, like, I never really realized it, but I was like a very, very negative person for a long time. I still fight with it to a certain degree. George Carlin said that every pessimist is a disappointed idealist. And that's one of my favorite quotes because that's true. You know what I mean? You just
Yeah.
makes you bitter, makes you, and you start to just wish people would care about more than the bread and circuses. You start wishing people, like, everybody's so consumed. You can't tell me, who your representatives are, but you can tell me the entire starting lineup of your favorite football team, how many passes, and
Exactly.
you can tell me all of these detail, and it's fine to like that stuff. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But you just wish they were like that was secondary to what really matters. You know what I mean? The shit that's going to affect your kids and your grandchildren and, your children, your grandchildren, so on and so forth. Like, that shit makes you, and it takes a lot to learn to just accept it and still be happy despite it. We watch movies and we see different shit than the people we're watching it with. And you, like, want to point it out, and they don't want to hear that shit. They just want to watch the movie. You know what I mean? Because they put the shit that they're doing and all over movies, and and it can cause a lot of um, sadness. You know, ultimately is what it is, and you just wish people would wake up. Wake up, because if people woke up and realize that we're the power, we're the battery, we're the most valuable resource on the planet. We have the creative uh, ability. We have that. That's how we're made in the image of God. We can be creators, and we can create, a whole different society. But we let less than 1% of 1% dictate the future of our progeny in perpetuity. You know what I mean? And if they set up this digital shit, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, well, that's supposed to go into effect in May. The CBDC,
Right.
they're supposed to launch it, I guess, in May. It's been approved, I guess. Of course, they're gonna like phase it in, I guess, is what they understand. I wish Jason from Crackhead, I wish he was in here, because he's got a lot of great info on the heads up in the financial world. He's really got his nose into it, and I like to listen to what he's got to say about that. But I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a little bit. He's been real busy. Let's see. Nope, wasn't me. Says I was talking to my brother today. He says it doesn't affect his life and he doesn't care. Huge football fan though.
Exactly. Doesn't affect his life. And then you explain to them how it does, and they hate you for it.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of sad. It really is, and you give them bread and circus and they shall never revolt.
Right.
Does Crypto know about your new channel? I'm pretty sure I sent him some links to it and everything. I don't know if he's looked or not. I know he gets quite busy with his job and stuff. Um, he says the guy gets mad, his brother. Your brother gets mad, nope, wasn't me. All right, so we've got, anyway, anybody who hasn't subscribed to Ryan's channel, it's in the chat right now. Go ahead and if you can, just go over there and give it a subscribe so he can get his 50 subs and be able to go live with his phone on the mobile. Let me see. And then I'm going to put a link in the chat. If anybody wants to come up, I'll pin it to the top. And I wonder if I can add it to it. No, I bet I can't. So, and because I'm like limited, I'm logged in on my other channel over in the chat over here, but in the chat over here, I'm logged in as this channel.
Well,
it's kind of confusing. Hold on a second. Let me see what I got to do here. I have to go and do first. Did you see what with Sly Shy? Oh no, it was on her. It was on her stream. Sly Shy 58. She was trying to go live, and she only had a couple people in her chat. She was doing like a live, and she hadn't done one in a long time. And she forgot how to use StreamYard, and we were trying to talk her through how to do shit. And I felt like there was this old movie. It was way before your time, Ryan. In this movie, a small private airplane, the guy in it has a heart attack and crashes into a 747's cockpit. And it sucks the pilots out the fucking window and depressurizes the plane. And so the stewardess goes in the cabin and she gets on the radio, and the people in the tower have to talk her how to fly the airplane over a radio. And it was just like that, man. It was like, okay, now go down to this spot and hit this button. And she's like, okay, wait, what do I have to do? It took us about a half an hour, but finally she landed the plane. We were all on the chat or into the panel, and it worked out real good for her. It was really cool. And
that's pretty funny.
I think I'm pretty sure she went over and subscribed to your channel too. So I'm pretty sure she's one of your subscribers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's the one of the most important things is like we talk about like how things need to change, and if they don't change soon, there's not gonna be much we can do after that. And that's the thing, is there is something we can do if people learn the law, right? So there is a solution. You have to learn, people have to be willing to learn the trust equity system, because you're not in the system of government you think you're in. And you have to learn what system you're in to learn how to operate. And there are things you can do because of the way things are done or were done, and things that are done. You can be, if nothing else, you can be such a big pain in their ass that they don't want to deal with you. Okay? Because the biggest thing we have on our side is that they're trying to hide this in plain sight, and they have been successful for the most part. But the way that I'm explaining how it works, like the things, if I'm not going to go into it tonight because this is a different thing, but just watch the other streams on Sovereign Soul. Our currency is debt, so nobody can create a debt in this country. All we can do is exchange debt. We're all international trust companies doing business with each other and doing business with ourselves. So what this means is simply this: when you get a bill, it's not a bill that like you think it is. It's not a bill of debt. It's a bill of exchange. It has to be, because nobody can create a debt. So they have to offer you the same amount of debt that they wish to receive in return, because all we're doing is exchanging debt. Because of that, you can accept this for value. We'll have details on that in the future, but that's the remedy. That's what's important. People have to realize they can do it, start doing it. And there's another thing too, to register yourself as a transfer agent. We'll get into that too, but that's what I'm all about. That's what we need to do.
What do I got going on here? Oh, I was looking at your channel. I went, you're 34. Yeah, 34, I think. Hey, somebody messaged me here. Just a minute. Holy shit. What, you write a book to me? Even though you know. Oh, I don't know what he's talking about. I forgot. Anyway, somebody messaging me on Messenger. I don't think he knows I'm on live. I should tell him. Ha ha ha. That's what I'll do. Watch this.
Yeah,
we'll go.
What is it I just seen?
Larry. You guys know Jeebus Crisp, right?
Larry Holloway. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. What about Larry Holloway? The last one?
Yeah, nobody ever talks about how to fix it. The biggest problem is people don't know how to fix it. And even people who know a lot about the problems, they don't know how to fix it. Once you know it's the trust equity system and how it works with the mortgage and this, how they generate securities, and realize that you're, in a lot of cases, it's one trust company in your name doing business with another trust company in your name for nonprofit. Essentially, you can learn how to file the right forms and do the right things to be a pain in their ass, and you can discharge your debt with the Treasury. And we all have to just start flooding the Treasury with acceptance notes. But anyway, that's
I've thought about trying that. Okay, so all right, I'm going to ask you a question, because otherwise it wouldn't. all they can do is send it back to me or reject
That's
it
what
or
I'm
whatever
saying.
else,
Why
right?
not?
Okay.
Just
So I just recently got a thing because when I had to take Ryan, you're Ryan, never mind. When I had to take Corey up to the Reagan International Airport, apparently I went through a toll road, and there's no way out of it. You have to be on the toll road. And so then they send it's essentially a bill to my house. I have it here. So I could do that with that, right? Could I? Because
yeah,
I really
absolutely.
didn't willingly engage in a contract to ride
Well,
on that road. I
listen.
had no choice.
So only thing with or the only things that you can do this with, um, generally are things that are related to the bankruptcy. So the licensing, right? And the how do they get your address to send you a bill?
They must have got it from a license plate
Your
reader.
license plate. That's the security generated from the title interest in your vehicle, or
Right.
yeah. So it's an attachment to that security, right? It's
That's why I
attachment.
was saying I think I could do it with that.
That's why I was just going a long way to, around the block to tell you yes, but I just want to explain why. So,
Well,
yeah,
here,
you
real
can.
quick, I just want, you know what? I haven't even opened it. I just know what it is because of where it came from. Hang on one sec. Go ahead and tell about it, and it's right here in the kitchen behind me, right over
Okay.
Yugoslavia. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
So, you just write, you got to write it. So there is no prescribed way to actually do this. The IRS hasn't set forth like a specific way to do this, but they're supposed to settle your account, right? So it's in the IRS manual. We'll pull it up on a future show. I'd have to go through my phone, and I'm about to get off here. But we showed it on the stream the other night, right? And they say this in Supreme Court cases. They say this in um, that they're supposed to do this anyways, and all you can do is try, right? Um, but they're supposed to do this according to their own laws. What I'm saying, this is not like something I'm interpreting. I'm just saying that they are supposed to do this according to their law. They're supposed to discharge or to settle your account when it's not, because all Federal Reserve notes, which is what our currency represents obligations of the United States. Okay, so on one hand, you're a citizen in the United States, which is a trust company. But on the other hand, you're a living creditor who has allowed your property to be mortgaged as collateral for a private corporation known as the United States Membership. So, long story short, they're supposed to discharge based on the mortgagee reverse certificate. A portion of that money is entitled to discharge those types of debts. They're supposed to do that. So, if you watch the video that I made, I read the charge. I explain that. Well, I don't explain that specifically, but I explain why it works that way. There's a charge of treason placed by Representative Louis T. Fett in 1933 that got kicked over to the judiciary. So those charges are open too, and you might want to do a declaration of trust and kind of outline. Well, we'll do a video on that, but for the acceptance for value, you write, you use like a blue ink generally, because that's Admiralty, and you want to write on a 40-degree angle. I've got, damn it, it's over in my. I've got a couple different examples I'll show you. And
You got to be fucking kidding me here.
what?
All right, look at this thing. Big bold letters on it. Toll violation and shit, right? Toll violation notice, right? And it says, you got a picture of something that's black. I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to be. I guess maybe my license plate. It says on the date listed to the attached addendum in the vehicle register, you used I-66 inside the Beltway, hot lanes, some kind of shit. Anyway, they went through all this, generated this paperwork. There's 2 fucking pages.
Honestly, I would refuse that and send it back to them. Like it's
Guess
almost like an offer to, huh?
it ain't worth the fucking stamp. It's $2.
Yeah, fucking send it to the Treasury, dude. I'm serious. Just send it
I
to the
will,
Treasury.
man. Fuck them.
Yeah.
But I mean, still,
But
$2. Look at what they sent. Look at this. It probably costs them more than $2 to even generate this and send it to me.
However you want to write it, it doesn't really matter. Some people who have done this say that you're supposed to write it in a 45-degree angle. Other people, but I would just write it however you want to write it. But basically, the gist of it is say assessment accepted for value, like presentment of assessment accepted for value. Because it's a bill of exchange, it's a presentment. That's what
I'm going to rub my nutsack on it first too before I send it to
them. Presentment of assessment accepted for value. Settle. Directed to settle. You're directed to settle the account using the account number, and it's your social security number without dashes, and then you put care of Department of Treasury, and it's the address that was on the IRS manual that we showed the other night that I sent
yeah.
Screenshot of, and then you just send that shit to the Department of Treasury.
Hey man, how much do you know about the Manson murders and shit?
Why?
I was just curious. I was thinking about that. We were talking about that, man, earlier. And I was just thinking about that, man. I have, it might be on my external hard drive. I could grab that and stick it on here. But I actually have the tapes of the police interviews with the Van Houten girl and what is that other girl's name that was involved? I'm fucking high. I can't remember. Renee knows. But interesting fucking shit. Also, another one, an interview with the state trooper that was the one that came across. Okay, so do you know how they found the Manson gang? Do you know how they found them?
No.
Okay, there was so they had found these they're in Death Valley. There on the side, there was some construction equipment that had been vandalized and burned, set on fire. Okay. And there were dune buggy tracks leading to it. And back, so they followed the fucking dune buggy trails and it led up there into Goler Wash. Now, when you was out there in California, remember when we made that big loop around to Ridgecrest and then back home again through Death Valley?
Yeah, I do. I just
okay.
Hold on. Thank you, G-Walk, for subscribing, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, I do remember that.
Okay, so that was right up in there. So anyway, they found there was stolen car parts and shit like that. And anyway, that gave them warrant to go up there, and that's where they found these kids and everything at. It was, I think it came about something about one that was somebody who'd been arrested bragged about it. Somebody who was just in the group. And that's how it got through from a jailhouse snitch. And that's what put them on to that they were the ones responsible for the Tate murders. And
I could see that.
What was the oh crap, the guy that owned the grocery store, him and his wife.
I think that was like a ritual. So yeah,
I heard who the first one I read were the one of the first people there to clean up the scene before the police got there was none other than famous actor Jack Nicholson, who was little known at the time.
Yeah, I mean,
and he collected stuff that might look bad, like certain 8mm films.
So people get typecast for a reason because they,
think about this, where this goes though, Ryan. I was going to go somewhere with this before you go with that. All right. So Jack Nicholson collects certain 8mm films that could have looked bad before the police got there, got rid of anything like that had to do with those certain types of films. And who was Sharon Tate married to? The famous director.
Roman Polanski.
Yeah. And why is he not in the United States?
Why?
Because he's wanted for pedophilia.
Oh yeah. Well,
no, for real, dude. So that's why he's over in Paris. That's why he's over in France. He can't come to the United States or he'll be arrested immediately. That's no shit. And Hollywood still praises that dude like a god, right? So now think about certain 8mm films and other such incriminating things that would look bad for Roman Polanski.
Yeah, I mean that's this country's losing. I mean, and California's already fucking way lost its mind. No offense to anybody who might be in California, but you guys like Hollywood, that shit's weird, crazy.
Okay,
shit.
so where I was going to go with this with you,
Yeah.
with that in mind, where I showed you, didn't we go up there where the Manson place was at? I took you up there, didn't I? Up into Goler Wash, back there behind Ballarat and shit.
I don't remember it.
Yeah. Okay. So, what else is real close by in that area that's of note that might have to do with the mind?
I wouldn't know.
China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So isn't it odd that they were right there by China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station?
That's a good point. Yeah, that is actually. That's very, very likely.
And that segues right into what we were talking about the other night, that kid and all that shit, right? Okay, so wow, right? That's some crazy shit, because right there was in the Manson group's stomping grounds, man.
Well, yeah. Jack Nicholson, that's funny though. What I was going to say about him is people get typecast for a reason. They usually have that predisposition. Like if you're always the bad guy in movies and stuff, usually like Kevin Spacey, you know what I mean? He's always that guy because he's a fucking dickhead.
There you go. Don't you think it's awfully kind of suspicious? And I'm not accusing anyone of anything, but there were allegations against Kevin Spacey, and there were some bad ends came to the people making the allegations. Does anyone find that coincidental or strange? I kind of do, but hey, that's just me. I have a suspicious mind. I'm a crazy fucking conspiracy. I'm a crazy dope smoking conspiracy theorist. What the fuck do I know, right?
It sure is convenient. I know that, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just coincidence again. Coincidence.
Yeah.
Help, I'm having a coincidence. Ouch.
No, dude. The whole thing is they're paid to distract us, mislead us, brainwash us.
There you go, Jeebus. Yeah, that's right. Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, Leslie Van Houten. I have Leslie Van Houten's taped interview with the interrogation. I have that on my other computer. I'm gonna have to get that shit out. We'll have to do a deep dive into fucking Manson, man. That's a fucking interesting subject. And I was looking into this like a few years ago, and because living out right near that area, so it's all coming back to me, and there's a whole thing about like, well, remember we went to Tex Watson's old house where he was living at?
Yeah.
Okay, because he lived in, so I lived in a town called Olancha. And Olancha is on US 395, and it's right, which runs north and south along the Sierra Mountains. And it's kind of what they call a living ghost town. There's not many people live there. There was like 192 people lived in the entire fucking town. There ain't nothing there except a jerky store and a fucking little restaurant and a gas station / convenience store. That's about it.
It was a cool town.
Yeah. So there's this abandoned house that's back kind of in near the dunes. There's these really cool dunes. Now, the Olancha Dunes has been used in some sci-fi movies and actually in some movies where they're portrayed as soldiers in the Middle East. And, it's a really good area.
Probably some Mars films as well.
Yeah. A lot of shit like that. I got some pictures of my Jeep, and we went up inside of a volcano, an extinct volcano, and we would get this shit that you call rhyolite. Those red volcano rocks you buy at the store to put in your garden? This is just all that. It's that. And we'd go and get like bucket loads of it and take it home and use it for landscaping around the house. And I took some pictures of it and I was like, oh, look, when they said they threw that Tesla up into space, I put those pictures on Facebook and I said, look, I beat Elon Musk. I'm already at Mars, motherfucker. My Jeep beats your Tesla.
You look like you're on the space station right now.
I am on the space station right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what time is it? It's 11:30. It's time for some chemtrails. I have to put some more chemtrails out. I did contract with the Penguins in order so that I could broadcast. The Penguins made me agree that I would make chemtrails across the planet as I sail by in my space station. Ooh, look at me. It's anti-gravity and shit. I'm up here.
Hey, well, I'm actually gonna get off here because my wife's sitting next to me, and I'm sure she wants to go to sleep. So
tell her to come on the fucking show. Tell her, come on. Say, what's up, girl? What's up, girl? Get your ass up on the show, Michelle. It's a fucking problem over there.
She's in her pajamas, so otherwise she says.
So am I.
She says,
look, I'm fading away because y'all don't believe in me. Oh no,
that's pretty funny.
Everybody start believing in me. Oh, thank you guys, thank you.
Back. Well, I'm gonna get off here. Thanks for having me on. Everybody subscribe. Thank you. Once I get to 50 subscribers, I'm gonna make a live. If not make a video before then, I may make a video before then. I don't know. But either way, thank you, and you have a good night.
Yeah, you too, son. You guys have a good night. Michelle, good night. Take care of that little granddaughter of mine. She's a little pumpkin. And there's something in the mail for you. It's coming. So keep your eyes peeled.
Okay, right on.
All right.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right, brother. Talk to you later. Good night. Well, there you go. So we got a new channel that we can like, share, subscribe. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I think y'all enjoy it. We're going to I was thinking about maybe download it and maybe cut some little scenes out, maybe make an intro for him or something, use some graphics kind of like I did with mine, but more along the lines of what his thing is, or let him, or at least maybe even show him how to do his own, or I don't know, maybe I'm assuming he doesn't know how to do his own, and that's assumptive on my part, so I'm not going to be like that. All right, give me a couple minutes to grab a shower and I'll pop on for a few. It's been a long. How do you grab a shower? I mean, he's like, I'm grasping at this water. No, I'm just fucking with you, Jeebus. All right. No problem. What are you doing, Austin? Come on up on the show, brother. Gwag. Renee Bernays, I can see you. I can see you right there. I can see you. Need to come up on the show. You know you do. Tell me if y'all think this is funny. I do. I think this is funny as hell. This is for you, Austin. Because that's what Austin Murphy always says. He says space is fake and gay. And so that one's for you, bro. That one's for you. Hope you like it. I hope, this is what I hope. I hope there's some of the, I've had some people that have had their underwear same way you grab a liquor by your ears. Oh, wrong kind of liquor. And you said it wrong. Jeebus. How's a blind girl hold her liquor by the ears? That's how it's supposed to go. God, Jeebus, I'm gonna have to teach you about comedy. I'm gonna make you funny. Because you're already a fucking joke. You're a jokester anyway. Your timing's off, bro. Harmon says that's so crazy. What? What's so crazy? My hands are a mess cutting mangoes for a smoothie. Make Austin go up. Ha ha. See, that's a challenge, Austin. You see what's going on? Greg, you got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Oh, that's right. You're a preacher, right? No, I'm just fucking with you. What? Farmer? Man, I'm usually going. These days, it's weird. I'm going to bed at 5 o'clock, man. I get up here and I get to find, and there's some really cool people up late at night. And I run across them and I start talking to them and I just lose track of time. And I have fun. That's what I do. We're going to change that pattern. There. That's what we're used to. So anyway, that one was for you, Austin Murphy. Where you at, brother? Why are you not coming up? What's your problem, bro? The phallus-shaped rocket. I know, man. And it's like, did you see that thing when it slammed down? Let me see if I can find it. That was ridiculous. It was fucking ridiculous, man. Wow, Moose is still going. Moose is still going over there. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 8 people over on his show right now. That's pretty fucking cool. Oh yeah, I was gonna look for Shatner touch. There's Harmon. What's up, bro?
Not much. Let me get this volume off. Okay. Not much. Just talking about something. We didn't finish on a couple of subjects the last time when we talked about the ether. My idea of the ether and your idea of the ether is different.
Oh, yeah.
And you went off on that. I would get back to what I was trying to say. This is how I got it going. If you remember, I said I think the air is the ether, and you think the ether is something different. I just think,
well,
just like
I mean,
water, air.
What happens? Okay, so what I'm talking about is like, what happens when you remove the air? You know what I'm saying? Like within a vacuum. Okay, is there still that material which would be transferred? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's no medium
you know
there.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, in a vacuum, there's no voice, no nothing. Right.
Right. So that's what I'm talking about. It's like it's almost an indetectable, but it's because light will travel upon it. I believe that light is an activation of the ether, and it's a medium in which everything exists. It's like you can't be out of it.
Was it you that's talking to that there's the light and then there's the sunlight?
Yeah.
Right. There's a guy named Cooper, if you remember, from South Africa, that Rory Cooper, he did in 2015-16. He had major things on how to see and everything. He was the one that's coming up with the light and then the sunlight. Remember him?
Yeah. Well, even if you look at high altitude photographs like that behind me, or either whether that or if you want to put a curve on it, that's fine too. What's interesting, look at the termination line between what you could call space and the horizon, and you always see that glow. There's like a glow, and it's lit up. It's emanating light.
Okay, here's where we're going now. See, I did in 2019 when they said they landed a helicopter and they were doing the helicopter drone on Mars, right?
Right.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So I started really thinking about that, and I did a lot of study, and it goes against a lot of the scientific flat earthers. They just couldn't grasp what I'm trying to say. So I started studying, and I said, okay, Mars's atmosphere is supposed to be what ours is up at 50 some miles in the air. That's supposed to be equivalent to Mars's atmosphere. And I can't tell you what it is, but it's equivalent to 50 miles up.
It's 1%.
You know, and that's what we're supposed to have, about 15 miles up. That's from their model. Now, before we start thinking, and I'm going to lead you to another thing, how high we've ever gone. What's the highest you think that we've ever gone with a rocket or person, a balloon or whatever?
What's the highest? I think I would say probably around 62 miles.
And you get that from the Go Fast rocket?
That and others, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Have you ever checked into all those Go Fast rockets and all that stuff?
Yeah.
And you know who funded them?
Otherwise I wouldn't look in. Otherwise I wouldn't care about it.
Yeah, but did you know who it was? Did you know what it was about?
I knew as much about that. I knew more about it than I do about who's behind NASA.
Well, NASA's the one that sponsored it. What they did is they went out to the private sector, supposedly just to make it private, where it wasn't NASA, but still NASA was doing it. And they were trying to get people to make reusable rockets so they could get to this, whatever this is. Let me get back to what we're going now. Okay, so I can lead you up to this. This went to a deep rabbit hole.
You were talking about the helicopter on Mars.
Right, okay. So I said, well, how high up did you ever question why when people get on Mount Everest, they can never take a helicopter up there and save them?
Yeah, I know why.
Why?
Because the air's too thin for a rotary wing aircraft to achieve lift.
Well, so what is the highest in helicopter? Now they can fly higher than this, but they can't land. They can't hover. So what's the highest?
No, they have a ceiling.
Can hover. I know they do. I know. Yeah. What's the highest they can hover?
I don't know. There's a limit though.
That's 10,000. That's about 10,000 feet.
Right. Okay.
Okay. This is where this is going, because I'm watching this helicopter hover on Mars.
Right.
And they said, well, it's because they put a third blade on it. Well, okay, then why can't we put a third blade on it? But that's bullshit. So at 10,000 feet. So I started thinking, well, what's the highest we've really ever gone? Because if 10,000 feet, a helicopter cannot hover any higher than that. They can still fly to 13, 14,000 feet. Some of those military ones, but they can't hover. They have to be flying in a straight line. They can't slow down. So I started looking into it. And then there was a thing called Project Manhigh. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
That's NASA and all the space, not even all the space agencies, all the countries in the world were doing a Project Manhigh from 58 to 67. And they were doing gondolas. They were taking them with balloons. The only thing could get that high. And there's a guy named Kittinger. Have you heard of Kittinger?
Yeah.
Kittinger was the guy who was on the ground when Baumgartner broke his record going up into space on that whatever that was, that Red Bull jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so, he didn't go into space. He went up.
That's what they called it.
Well, they can call it anything. Actually, technically, anything above the ground is space, and that's actually how it's defined. That is.
Because I'm trying to get to where I get the highest I say anyone's ever gone is about 27 miles.
Now,
so this is how.
Huh? Yeah, go ahead. I'm just you're good.
Okay, I'm watching your screen. No, it's cool. You can interject anytime. That's what a conversation's about. I hate it when people think they can't interject.
Oh, well, the thing what I just wanted people watching to pay attention to, this is the landing of that craft that went up. The penis-shaped rocket that we were making fun of, that we showed for Austin Murphy about space. How can we make space more fake and gay?
Is that the one Captain Kirk was in?
Yeah, this is the one that Captain Kirk
he'd have been dead in that landing.
Yeah, I mean, check this out. This shit's all staged, man. This shit
right.
Is
He's
all
done
staged.
Jaron did hours on that video and stuff like that.
Watch this motherfucker. He'll come out. No, what the fuck, man? That thing hit hard.
So what's missing right there? So what's missing? Jaron did a lot of analogy on this video.
I mean,
what's missing? There's no medical people there. You got a 90-some-year-old fat Canadian, and you don't have any anyone checking it. You got a bunch of people standing around cheering and clapping. I mean, it's once you see it, you can't unsee how fake it is.
I know.
But okay, so Project Manhigh, all these people are going up. Joseph Kittinger, he's still 93 years old right now, living in Florida. He's still alive. And so I'm reading all his articles and stuff. Now, I'm going back to that picture you got behind you now, right? Where you said you can see the difference. Now, I got the article sitting right here, and I had to pull it up, where he says, let me see, where's Kittinger at? I had him right here. I had it saved because on a lot of the talk shows, I go to that and I bring this up, and they don't even think about it. But anyway, where would I have it under Flat Earth, maybe? Kittinger. Anyway, so he goes and he says, and he's in a long interview telling the whole story about how they make the balloons, how the lady who's in charge of making the balloons and everything they've done and going up. And he says, once you hit about 60,000 feet, everything above you goes black. He says all you see is light below you. He says, and every one of us who went up there in the 60s on these balloons, these helium balloons, taking the gondolas up, they all marveled at how dark it got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's
it's really feet. Crazy. Yeah, you can't see. It's like once you get up to a certain altitude, it's like the stars aren't apparent anymore. You know, one of the things I think is that a lot of the things we're seeing in the sky are not actually the thing there. I think that there's some kind of a lensatic effect.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, so I'll show you here in just one hot second. I just wanted this thing right here. You were talking about that helicopter on Mars, and this is no. I mean, you're not going to have this fly like this because you have, like you were saying, there's a ceiling, right? And the reason there's a ceiling for helicopters, for rotary wing aircraft, well, for any aircraft, like you say, the SR-71 would plummet to the ground if it didn't have that fucking massive jet. Okay, it would plummet.
Say that again. Say that again.
The SR-71 Blackbird.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I know. I was in the Air Force 9 years. Yeah.
Okay, so it has to be going really fast forward at that high altitude in order to maintain that altitude, right? And it's very, very fast, very fast.
Yeah, Mach 3 plus.
Yeah. So it's relying on the a very rapid speed to maintain an altitude in a thin atmosphere, trying to use a wing surface in a thin atmosphere. That's why it has to go so fast at that high altitude. Okay, so that given that rotary wing aircraft, it would have to go exceedingly fast just to get up to any app. It would never work. You look at that thing, it's just like what you buy at fucking Radio Shack, for Christ's sake. I mean, and they're telling me that this thing is going to fly in a 1% atmosphere. The reason a helicopter can only achieve a certain altitude, that thing could never generate a fucking speed with those things, or the size. That you realize how big you could never achieve lift. It's like you might as well just not have any fucking atmosphere at all.
See if you can pull this up.
It's
an article by it's from PBS, and the title is it's American Experience title, and it says Spaceman article, Joseph Kittinger.
And there was another thing. What was I just talking about? I was going to show you real quick.
The thing it could, the SR-71.
No.
After that?
Yeah, it was something I forget. Anyway, it'll come back to me.
You know, we can use the old man card on that.
Oh, the lensatic thing. Yes.
I don't know what lensatic is.
All right, I'll show you. I'm going to use, get ready, because this is going to be a true demonstration of one of the 3 buzzwords that's active on our show. I don't know, those of you that may have joined after I had already explained it. I used to take bong hits when there were chiliisms. Now we've changed that. It's going to be when there's the excuses that Globers use to explain away things they can't explain. And those 3 things are gravity, refraction, and parallax. Okay, so I'm going to show, let's see.
Have you guys seen the video of the recovery from the Artemis capsule where they recover it in the ocean? Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
And it has like big like balloons on top of it and like these ropes around it, and I'm just trying to figure out how these ropes and balloons got all over it. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, especially when it was falling, it's supposed to be so hot on the outside, those things just touching it. I don't know how parachutes or anything with their explanation of how hot it is, how it doesn't just melt anything it touches, it cords, balloons, anything.
Yeah, the balloons on top of it look like they're wrapped around it with like rope. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's just a poor production.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to make sense to the masses because they just believe it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can see it and they can't. Go ahead. What are you showing me on this?
All right. Do you
Lens-
see this? You see this? This is the same guy right here. That guy that's facing away, it's sideways. To
Oh
you?
yeah, I've seen that lots of times. I
Right.
know what you're talking about now.
Okay, so you imagine that above us is a curved lens that's got water. Okay, I mean, I'm not using this as any proof of this.
No,
But
it's just a possibility.
when I'm looking at objects in the sky through magnification, like with a P900, a telescope, what they call stars seem to have cymatic patterns to them, much like how light would behave in water. Okay. And like a frequency to each one of them. And what I'm saying is, where we see them in the sky, like we look up and we see these stars and shit, where they're at, apparent to us, I believe they are actually in a different location, but you see them like just like what's going on in this pool right here. So, check out what happens when this guy goes along.
Yeah, he turns and he's facing straight.
Goddamn thing. Come on. There we go. Penguins are trying to fuck up my stream. See, even there. You see?
Right.
And that's why I say, like, I don't think like the sun that you see is actually the actual sun that is. You're seeing an image of it, but in a different location from where it's actually at.
Right. You can bring up a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I know what you're talking about. So let's finish that one subject on the height stuff, and I'm gonna help you that, and that'll get to that. It all ties in. So yeah, I love that. I've seen that tons of times. It's freaky.
I'm sorry. I meant the stars. I didn't mean the sun. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
The stars might not even be. Yeah, but well, they disappear. They definitely disappear when they get 60,000. Do you see that link I put in your chat?
Wait, so the stars would be the body, not the head?
The stars, the actual stars would be the head. The body, is
what we see.
Is what we see. We know that his actual body is where right under where his head is at, right? We know that's where it's at in reality. But apparent through the lens, it looks like it's over here. And it also looks like it's turned differently as well. I mean, he looks like he's 90 degrees to the way he's actually facing.
That's because that's curved.
I know. I know. That's what I'm saying. Oh,
you see that link?
Here comes Jeebus Crisp. He's all crisp and clean he's a crisp and clean.
From grabbing it.
Crisp and clean streaming machine. That's what he is. He's a crisp and clean streaming machine. All slick
Show you
back.
how you
Look
grab
at that.
a shower.
So Dave, do you see that link I put in there or not?
Yeah, I'll grab it. I'll look at. Did you put it in private chat? No, you put it.
No, I just put it on the. You're gonna have to copy and paste it on from the.
You know what? It won't show up. It won't show up because you're not a wrench. Go into the private.
Yeah,
chat.
no, I know it. But did you see it? It doesn't show up as a link. It shows up just as like I wrote it down.
Let me see. I gotta go over here to this. Shit. Want to change your caption? No, I don't want to change my caption settings. Where the fuck is my chat?
Just like you're reading the chat earlier.
I know what happened. You know what I got to do? Hold up. I got to take this and go control minus. There we go. Back to normal size. Let me see. No, can you wait? That is so crazy. I got to go all the way down.
I apologize.
The phallus shaped rocket is the last thing I see in this.
There's several after that. There's somebody, Renee Bernays. He's been typing a lot in there.
That's a female.
Yeah, I see that. Can you just put it in there again? I'll make sure to look for it because it's hard for me. Sometimes I get here to smoking. But anyways, that is due to refraction. All right. So I have to.
Yeah, it's the last thing in your chat, I believe. If you look, I just put it again.
All right. Let's see. I don't see. God damn, why is this thing over here fucking up?
The Penguins.
It might be. It might be. Says no, I'm a French dude. Shut up. Haha, just kidding.
Yeah, it's above the. It should be above. No, I'm a French dude.
All I see is magnifying glass above that.
Okay, so I'm in between those. So like you say, it's not showing up.
Yeah,
not
it
in
won't.
French. Yeah.
It won't.
Okay.
Just put it over here in the StreamYard. Put it in the private chat.
I can't do that so easy because I don't have it on my phone. I have it on my PC.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll tell you what.
So I'm talking to you on my phone, and I put it on the PC there.
Here.
But the title is just go to
hang on,
Joseph Kittinger.
Anyway, there's I know what to do. Hold up, just 1 minute. Just put in there, say hi in the chat. Just say hi. Okay.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me type it in.
Come on. 5 seconds. 4.
Well, I'm not 5 seconds. Hang on a second. So I had to put it down now.
I'm gonna let me put this back.
There, I put it in.
Because we're spiraling down this, going down this spiral.
You see me say hi?
I did. So now watch what happens. I hither thee, knight thee, el moderatero. Right? All titles and patents.
Quiero. Sobres para mí.
Yeah, there he goes. Dominus omus, kimosabi, pluribus unum. Unum sanctum.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if I can send one to you now.
You too, amigo.
There, I sent you the link. Is it in there now?
All right, let's see. It is indeed. We're gonna go over here and we're gonna hit that link. We're gonna hit that link. That's it.
In there like
Elvis on my. Can you imagine if Elvis was in here and he was okay? American Experience newsletter. I don't want that.
Yeah, you do. That's Joseph Kittinger. That's what you want.
Me with Elvis,
Wait. I know that, but it was asking me to sign up for some shit.
Hold yeah, you don't have to sign up.
I don't want to sign up. All right, so this is PBS. Are you for real? Come on, man. You're really
but that's Joseph Kittinger right there.
Okay.
This is interviews from he's talking about the 60s. And you scroll down and scroll down. I gotta find the place and just keep scrolling down. You'll see this was really what was happening in Project Manhunt. No one's talking about it, and it's very interesting.
Hey, you've seen these 0G planes and shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I had this real crazy thought, right? What if you took one and like made it make it look like the space station inside or some shit, right? And then you could like dress people up or whatever, and then you like these guys, and then what you could do is you could like do this maybe so you could get your film and impress your friends and fool them, put it on Facebook and shit. But anyways, you have a company that makes a 0G plane that looks like the space shuttle or the space station inside. And then when they get up there in the parabolic flight, they go ahead and film you, and you can like have your own video of you being on the space station because it would look real, wouldn't it? I mean, wouldn't that be cool? You only do like a 30-second, maybe they could do 35 or 45 seconds or whatever. But you could really, that'd be cool. Wouldn't that be crazy if somebody could do that?
I heard they average about 45.
But I mean, that would be crazy if
I'm sure they have
that, man.
Okay, so scroll down past that picture to it says the title of a paragraph is called "The Beauty of Space."
The beauty of space. Yeah, where they can't see the stars. Ain't that some shit?
Oh, I can do it.
Well, look at that guy. Look at that guy.
That's him. That's Kittinger. And then they were going up there. I'm telling you, they were doing it for real. You got all the pictures. There's nothing fake about that. No CGIs or nothing on this stuff. If anyone wants to look up while you're looking at this, look at the Project Manhunt.
That's an F-86 Sabre right there.
It's 1952, I think.
Yeah, that's an F-86 Sabre. That was like one of our first really good jets. First one we did was called the P-80 Shooting Star. And it was based off of designs that we got from the Germans when we when we finally went in over there, some of their jet technology. and then it wasn't too long. If you look at an F-86 and compare it to the ME-262, the Messerschmitt ME-262, you'll find a lot of similarities. You really will. But yeah, that's where we got that technology mostly from, was from the Germans again.
Okay, you're going to come out to Alexia jump. You see the Alexia jump?
Yeah, I see it right there.
The 1, 2, 3. Let me see, where was it when he got spun and knocked out? Okay, so that is on that, in that, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth paragraph is a short one. It starts with, but
1,
I was
2,
really
3, 4. But I was really disappointed and really angry because within a few minutes we knew what had happened, what had caused this kit to get stuck in the box. And I came very close to getting killed because the spinning, by the way, I spun at 120 RPM during the spin, and that's why I was unconscious. Yeah.
See, they don't even talk about that with these. That's why I'm saying the Red Bull and stuff. I think it's probably bullshit, because this guy had to learn about the spin. When you jump out, you start spinning, and they found out if you spin more than 200 RPMs a minute, that you're going to die. He says 120, he blacked out. That was one of the first time. I mean, so many near-death defying things that happened to him, right? And they had to learn to get a special thing where they would spin more than 120.
Huh. Yeah. Listen, I'm not buying half of their shit. That's just
Too
all.
thin to support a parachute.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to. I got all this when I started doing the helicopter. I started learning. I said, well, how can a helicopter? So then I got into those go fast rockets, right? The go fast rockets, there's no way they can go up there. They can't. There's nothing to push off of. It's like trying to swim in the middle of an empty pool. There's nothing to push off of after 50,000 feet. So those rockets can't be going up that high.
What's it stopping against? What is it? It comes to an abrupt stop. And here's the other thing too, is because after it comes to the abrupt stop and it starts going down, if you pay attention, above the horizon, you'll see the moon, and then you'll see the sun. And the problem with that, if you can check this on day and light and it was
over New Zealand. I know.
Yeah. So,
but I'd say that's bullshit. Possible? I think that Go Fast rocket is 100% fabricated.
Okay.
But I looked into it. It's all sponsored by NASA. The first 3 rockets were shot off by White Plains, New Mexico, and they can never find them. And there's a pad they got right outside of White Plains, New Mexico missile base that they've made for private launches to do that. And everything that's measured and everything that's done is done by the Army's aeronautical place. Everyone has all the devices and measuring is done by the Army, the aeronautical Army.
Okay.
Are you guys all gone?
No, I'm here.
No, we got you. You're kind of cutting in and out a little bit, but I hear you.
It's because of the penguins, man.
That's what I was gonna say. They've entered the chat.
These motherfuckers are ruthless. They have no ruth, Austin. And that's what really pisses me off the most about.
Can you guys hear me? Are you guys all gone?
Yeah, we hear you.
No, I'm here.
No, I hear repeat.
Got you. Okay, I just lost your. Oh, I see you guys now. Okay. Anyway, so scroll down just a little bit more.
They have no roof, Austin.
Go down to where it says the beauty of space.
There's something screwy.
Okay, I just lost you. Okay, go to where it says the beauty of space. I can't hear you. I've lost all audio stuff. I'm going to have to try to
we got an entire echo of what we've already talked about right now. This is interesting. Where is that coming from?
The Matrix.
Where the fuck did he go? Bro, what's going on? So ZXL Master said something about this channel handle is SSUM3690. Studio doesn't like it. Oh, I wonder why. That's something crazy. Ain't it? I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you make of it? So what's on your mind tonight, Jeebus Chris? What's happening in your world? I heard you borrowed a car. Hopefully you actually borrowed a car and didn't, use the hood term borrow car,
yeah.
borrowed it.
Yeah, we just was borrowing for a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Dirty Mike and the boys. Thanks for letting us use your
Yeah.
car.
If you just bear with me one more minute, I'm back now. Can you hear
Thank
me?
God for friends. Just
All right.
put it that way. We've got friends that care about us.
You
If
got
it
that
weren't for
right,
those
brother.
friends,
Okay,
then
scroll down to
some
where
of
it
these
says the
people
beauty of
here,
space.
too,
Oh, we're back on that.
it would be
Yeah.
bad right now.
That's
Yeah, I
all
gotta
because they
find
got
this
cut off
thing.
to
Hold
its climax on it. The beauty of space. You see that?
on.
The next paragraph?
No, not yet. I'm going. I lost it. Hang on. I had to go. No, we're down
Okay.
to the. It says the legacy. We got. Oh, the beauty of space. Okay, yeah, I got it. All right. Just
Yeah, you can read the last paragraph where it's in, where it's highlighted, where it says, "But it was fascinating."
All right, just a second. We'll pull the whole thing up. Just one sec. Un momento, si vous plaît. Hey, what happened? Oh, I got to do that. There we go. And I got to pull this down. I don't know. We'll figure it out, ZXL. That's really fucking crazy. I don't know why it's doing that, man. It was being all persnickety about letting me schedule off this on StreamYard too. It was like, YouTube was like, no, we're having problems or something. I don't know. They don't like me. I don't care. When I was on that step looking out, I was just amazed. Let's see. Hold on. We'll highlight it. When
But
I was on that, I'm gonna do it dramatically because I'm cool.
But you can start it way down at the bottom if you want.
Well, no,
Where
you
it's-
never start reviewing.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it right, man. Come on. When
Okay.
I was on that step looking out, I was just amazed at how beautiful it was. It was absolutely beautiful. The colors, the transition from black overhead down to the horizon. It was beautiful, and I was stunned with the beauty of what I was. But the same moment, I remember Dr. Stapp talking about arsenic outside because right outside my hand was death. Because if you lost pressure, you're dead. At that same time, I had this phenomenal, beautiful view of the horizon and sky. So I had mixed emotions. And of course, then I said, well, I'm up here for a job. And I stood there probably for 4 or 5 seconds, absorbing the situation I was in and thinking about it. But I didn't stay there a long time because I had start down. But it was fascinating view. And every aviator that's ever been up here, every astronaut, the first thing they remark about is how beautiful it is. The dark sky overhead, it is absolutely black in the middle of the day.
And see, and all those pictures are from back then. So now the ones they got now, what's so interesting? This Project Manhigh that they were going up, the highest they ever got back then was 126,000 feet. Was I can't remember how dark it was. I had a senior moment.
It was
there, sorry.
dark. It was
dark. It was all dark.
Way dark.
Yeah, and everybody said it. No one mentions it nowadays. All those guys going up and all that stuff, they never mention that. But okay, they were doing all this at the same time. They're supposedly shooting rockets and Apollo and satellites into the sky. But the real thing that was going on was this Project Manhigh, see how high a man could get. And they're doing that.
Oh, so that's why they called it Man High.
That's what man highs mean.
God, dude.
So the highest a man's ever gone, supposedly now this CEO from Google retired, and in 2016 he took another like Baumgartner's thing up, and he supposedly went to 132,000 feet. But the highest anyone or any balloon's ever gone is about 132,000 feet, just a little over 26 miles. That's why I'm saying those go fast rockets and stuff, there's just no way. There's no way they could get that high. The only thing can get that high is the balloon.
Well,
and
how high does the SR-71 get?
They said the highest this SR-71 got was 78,000 feet supposedly, but I would doubt if they get over 60,000. From all my studying, I really looked deep into this. I looked for almost a whole year reading about this. That's how I got to know about the Go Fast rockets. It took them 3 months to find the Go Fast rocket to recover it. They couldn't find it for 3 months.
What do you think
when it came down?
What do you think about the documents that were about Antarctica that speak the documents about Antarctica by the CIA and other such organizations that speak about there was airplanes back when they went and did Operation High Jump and a bunch of those other Antarctic expeditions about aircraft running into some fucking invisible shit at like 13,000 feet.
Yeah, I did. And then they had that one old encyclopedia that says that they had a dome at 13,000 feet. But all the rocks around here where I'm called is dome rock. Everything's a dome. The highest domes were always domes of mountains. So that's one I was thinking about. Was it they're talking about a mountain dome?
Well, no, you can see a mountain. If you're in a fucking airplane and you're flying.
Oh no, you're talking about when they read it, but right, I know that.
You know, they were hitting shit that they couldn't see. Have you ever saw that fucking TV show? This was really telling. Like, you know how we talk about they put shit right in your face? Did you remember? I think it was on Amazon. They had a show called Under the Dome. Did anybody see that?
You talking about the TV show?
Yeah.
Where the airplanes flew into it and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a semi-permeable, impenetrable dome traps this entire fucking town. It traps this entire fucking town.
Oh, like The Simpsons.
Yeah, kind of, but they made it. It was like serious,
It lasted about 2 or 3 years. I watched most of
movies.
Yeah, it was, and it really make you think. It's like, is that true? I mean, I kind of think that's what we have around what we call the known Earth. We're in a fucking prison because this is a crazy house. Go ahead, Jeebus Crisp. I'm sorry, it's your turn to talk. You go. Speak now. I see you.
Ever hold your peace.
No, it's cool, man. What is there like just interrupting everybody here?
Oh, you're good, man. Go. It's your turn.
They put this kind of shit in the movies. There are countless like Marvel movies that have this same theme, like this WandaVision show that just came out. She's got this dome around this town, and everybody in this town is under her like fucking spell or something. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that show, but I watched it. And then there's the Black Panther. They've got the dome over Wakanda, and it's this invisible dome, right? And it just protects their little
community.
They do this shit in Hollywood a lot, and you know,
well, look at Disney. Look at Disney.
Far-fetched to think that they have it.
Hey, Tim, look at Disney. What's right over the little castle?
That falling.
When Tinkerbell goes over it?
Yeah. It's a dome. It's a dome. They put it.
Yeah.
They do. They
she
put
takes
this
her magic wand and she.
Yeah. There's so much. I thought of another one while you were saying that about like Wakanda and I mean, there's so many. I
think
there's some like okay.
I think The Simpsons is
Truman
like
Show.
The best. Yeah, Truman Show. But I think The Simpsons. I mean, when you look at all the coincidences of The Simpsons with iPhones, Apple Watches, literally everything, and then you got where they take the masks off the two presidential candidates and their lizard people. And the dome, it's like a fucking simulation.
Is that on The Simpsons? You said?
Yeah, there's videos all over YouTube about The Simpsons predictions, how they predict everything.
Hey, here's something I want to ask you guys. This is a crazy thing, and I want to we'll look into this here in just a second. One that I had forgot about. You remember we talked about Mandela effects on here before? And one of them that people were talking about, and I want to look up pictures, but they were saying that the engines on jet aircraft are now in front of the wings, like airliners.
Right, they always have been.
No, man.
All the ones I remember.
They're under the wing.
No, they're always in front of it.
You only got like the very little bit of the front of those things that stick out at all. I'm talking about like the whole fucking engines in front of the plane.
Right.
No, that ain't how airplanes are.
The only planes I've ever been on.
That's the way I remember them. I remember watching them. I guarded those things every day for 9 years.
So like I'm talking about like an airliner.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about
Okay.
C5s.
Okay, let's see. Let's like what do they use to go like to from here to Florida or some shit like that? They use like a 747?
747.
All right, so that's a Boeing, right? I'm gonna go
Yeah.
Boeing 747, so that you guys know that I'm not trying to. So that this is blind. You'll have people go, look, he cherry picked this. I hate that too. Where's your lovely wife at, Tim? Where's she at today?
Oh,
She's
did
grabbing.
cover.
She's grabbing.
Hold on, she says. Okay, so let me see. Let's get a good photo.
She's grabbing a shower.
Yeah, she's grabbing a shower.
No, that looks so fucking wrong. Does that look right to you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I remember.
That's how I remember it.
Yeah, like the only jets I've ever been on, I've been on a few planes. When you look out the window, you can see the jets. You know, if you're toward the front.
I
of the
always
plane,
hated
you
them
can
because
see
they
the
blocked my
jets,
view.
you know, down below.
No, man. I always no.
Yeah.
Come on, no. Well, in my timeline, they were actually underneath of this
Mandela
fucking
effect.
thing. I'm serious,
Yeah, when I was
man.
guarding them, I mean, I was guarding at C5s. So you can look at a C5 the same way.
I don't know whether to welcome you guys to my fucking timeline or whether you should welcome me to yours. How does that work? I mean, how the fuck does that work, man?
Because
That's
they
crazy.
pull.
Oh, I know. Well, I know. I understand how they work. No, I'm asking how does it work in who welcomes who to which timeline? Because I can swear to God that they were underneath the fucking aircraft, man. You know, because I was like, I've been an airplane fanatic all my life, man. In fact, I was sitting here just now talking to you guys about they're pretty unwell known, like our first jet being the P-80 Shooting Star. It was a new advent in jet propulsion for fighters. And that directly led to the F-86 Sabre. So did the MiG. If you notice the MiG and the F-86 Sabre, then was it the MiG-15? It looked exactly almost like them. It's same design, same aeronautical design with the scoop in the front, everything. Problem was they didn't have adequate weaponry to go on with that high speed. They, ground attacks is one thing, but when it came to aerial fight, back air-to-air fighting, they hadn't come up with the right kind of weaponry, and that's what led to the development of rated IR and infrared and heat-seeking missiles. So that they could actually, because the guns were,
So, Dave, are you trying to convince us they were underneath the wing with all
in
this?
my timeline, yeah, they were underneath the wing because it's like that looks fucking weird as shit to me.
You had too much ganja. Too much ganja.
No. There's never
It
any
seems
such
like
thing.
they're poking out a lot further now than the older planes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, in my world, let's look at this plane up close. I'll show you what.
When I heard that, right?
So you
I
see
think
how
it's
much
just a matter of old versus new, Sovereign.
All right, so you see how much of the that's possibility too. That's a possibility too.
Okay, I watch a lot of old movies, and I try to look for that all the time because I've been hearing about this for like 3 years.
All right,
and
so
I watch the old Perry Mason shows and stuff, and I see the plane. All the engines are in front.
All right, so
even the new ones.
I know that's what's so crazy about that, man. But sometimes there's like residue from this because this seems to be the common deal now. In my world, y'all can see my cursor, right? You can see my little arrow moving right here. In my world, only this much right here, about just beyond this silver band around the front, is how much stuck out past the wing in the front.
Yeah.
And this thing was back further,
yeah, when you're
all the
on
way
the plane,
under
that's
the wing.
how they look. No,
I mean even all the things because I used to put
like
models
looking through a dash camera down at your hood.
I used to put plastic models of these together. I remember how they were supposed to go and shit.
Well, I'm thinking if it was where you're designing what you're saying, the flaps would get in the way, the ailerons would get in the way,
No, no.
and
See this?
the
Do you
function
see
of the
this?
wing.
You see this thing out here that was like non-existent. This little cone right here, that wasn't even there.
What are you pointing at? This cone? You got something? Oh,
Yeah, I got. See this back here where this comes out like a cone?
yeah.
That wasn't
right,
even there.
right.
This
Yeah,
this whole cowling right here just shaped itself back like that. It never went into
he's
this
right.
cone.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I remember it like that.
He's right,
So-
because from the backside you can see the
You can see-
the jet.
Right.
blades.
Yeah.
You know, so there, I mean, it's just like,
wonder
unless
if
this
this
is
is
like a
new.
newer design, like Tim said, you know, this could be a newer design. But see, the thing I recall so much about these is that because I put models of them together, and I was very particular whether I did them right or not, of course. And in most cases, there was a, you know, because there's little holes where the part goes and shit when you glue it, so it's not going to go on there wrong anyway.
Hey, Sovereign. Sovereign, sorry. It looks like I wonder if that little cone thing is coming out of the main thing, and you have the wheels out, right? So it looks like it's maybe ready to land. So I wonder if it's maybe slowing down. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see, that would
It doesn't need as much.
Like it's retractable.
Yeah. Like it's retractable. Yeah, because you have the wheels out. You have the wheels out, and then you have this little thing coming out.
Well, if you think about it, though, when you compress a stream like that that's coming through, what happens when you take air from a big thing and push it through a smaller thing? It gets faster, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just a crazy thing I thought I'd bring up and wonder if there was anybody else that remembers him the same way I did. Oh, so this was really crazy. I was watching this thing. Have you ever seen Truther Hour of Comedy channel? It's on YouTube. I'm gonna put it in the chat. This place is fucking crazy. I like them. Anyway, they were talking and they was talking about like growing weed and shit, and using these electrical currents to make weed grow bigger. You know, more they'll grow faster and bigger. They really thrive in an electromagnetic environment, a natural electromagnetic environment. Anyway, heard somebody say that they were someplace in Michigan. I said, "Oh, cool." I said, "I'm from Michigan," and told them where I was from. And these couple of people in the chat and a guy on the panel, he's like, "Oh, that's the same town I'm in too, Waterford, Michigan." I was like, "No shit." I said, "I grew up and told him the intersection." Then the one guy's like, "That's where I live at." And I'm like, "Holy fucking God, man, that's so crazy." I don't know him, but for to just randomly go watch a
Did you say Watersmeet, Michigan?
Waterford, Michigan.
See, I went to an event in a place called Watersmeet near a place called Iron Mountain. You know where it's at?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see if I
can. Hitchhiked all the way back here from there.
Can I go? I should have this on here. We'll look at some cool shit here. Just a minute.
Were you ever?
Harry
Jeebus?
All right, so
can you hear me or no?
Everywhere.
I said, were you ever in the military?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No.
Oh, cool. Look at this. This is pretty fucking cool. Because we're gonna look at some cool shit. Austin, I'm gonna be over in your neck of the woods. We're gonna look at some shit on China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station.
Mm.
And I'll show you some cool shit on Google Earth. All right, so this.
Before you go deep into that, I was going to get back before you leave that dome thing completely.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I didn't mean to get off on that.
No, it's okay. No, that's what it's fun to talk anything.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about the dome, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at all these structures that have domes, you know, the big buildings and stuff like that. They're always on top of the building and stuff like that. So if I was ever going to submit to some kind of dome, I would say We have a flat plane that goes infinite along with the flat, however we go. Our dome would be like from Antarctica above on this flat plane. The dome doesn't come to the ground. There's a dome over this realm we're in, but it's in the sky, and however high we can go, there's a flat plane that goes, and there's another bubble out there, then there's another dome over that and has its own solar system in it. Can you picture what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the dome's high up and it goes just to a certain thing, then it planes out going to the next realm, and then when it gets to that, it'll have another dome in the sky.
But what makes
over
you
that land?
What makes you think that?
Well, it's almost hard to say. Everybody thinks the dome comes down to the ground, there's a prison. I think, well, if there's infinite land because of all the people in the 1890s and stuff that wrote books that they did go to other lands, right? The Iron Realm. You've heard of the Iron Realm?
The Iron Republic?
Yeah, Iron Republic. Yeah. Well, that's a guy who went there, and he described in 1900, he described flat screen TVs. He described so many things we have now that he found in the Iron Republic. Found an opening, we think somewhere around New Zealand.
Yep.
And he went through that way. And so I'm on the reason I want to think that way, just like you guys want to think of a dome going to the ground. I don't think the dome goes to the ground. If it is, it's probably just the same diameter around our Antarctica up in the sky, and then the rest, and then it comes down so far, then it's just a level place until you get to the next pond that we live in. And then there's another bubble and solar system. That's the way I look at it. You know, just that's just my imagination.
That's interesting. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like almost two barriers, right?
Yeah, you just keep going. Yeah,
like, there's. Yeah. I got it. Okay, maybe. I don't. Think
to me, that would make more.
I don't think they can penetrate. But see, I believe that. I believe there's what's above the firmament. That's what I'm wondering. What's above that dome?
Well, it looks like water, doesn't it?
It looks like
it does look like liquid jelly or whatever.
It would have to be, maybe a real dense water.
It definitely behaves like water.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. There we go. That of course we're just speculating because from what we can see, a man can't recreate nature in anything, so it's just our wonderment.
Oh, dude.
You know, no matter how much they try to do it. But that's how I see. If an infinite plane can work with a dome, if the dome is just above us and doesn't come down to the ground. Just like when you're in what you call a solarium or whatever that's called, when you go to one of those places that have the sky and you're inside the building.
A planetarium.
Yeah, like planetarium.
A planetarium. That's what I'm thinking.
That dome doesn't come to the ground. It's on this pit. And so then it just goes off until it hits another place and makes another dome.
So
I mean, to me that sounds more plausible.
See this little town in the middle of the desert. This is called Darwin, California. This is a good friend of mine lives in here. And
is that near that cave or that mountain that has the doors you talked about?
Yeah, it's not far. I'll show you the Panamint Mountains. Okay, so as you can see, it's just a little tiny town. There's nothing there. And it's like not many people at all. I think there's like 32 people that live here.
Yeah, holy shit.
And,
that's Corona.
But the interesting thing is their water for this little town comes from, you have to go down here. And it comes from down inside. Okay, see this right here, what they call this little thing? Coso Peak. Okay, there's a ghost town down in here called Coso. And you can't get to it because it's on the base. Now the as you can see that airstrip right there? That's like hidden in between these mountains. All right, so what I'm going to do is see there's something blurred out right there. Why is that blurred out? What's there? That's what you got to figure. So anyway, what I wanted to look at is, okay, the base. We were talking where Ryan was talking earlier. See, this is what I hate when they do that to me. I want to make this be at 90 degrees and stay that fucking way.
Yeah, I don't think they've actually been there. I think that's just drawings. Maybe they weren't
What's
allowed to
that?
fly over that.
Oh,
From the
well,
Google,
no,
from
these are
from
high
the
alt.
Google
These come
plane.
from high altitude photographs. Yeah, but they take it before it's uploaded to this program. They blur out shit, and they're told this is the China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station. Okay,
1
and if
million.
you go down this, yeah, see, I think it's this line right here. Let me see if I can see the fence. Let me get it real tight. I'm going
I
to
think
go to the end of that road.
in square acres, 1 million square acres or
Let me
something.
make sure. Because let's see, when you come down, yeah, okay, you got to come down here. And then there's a gate right here. Yeah, okay.
You can't get a ground view, right?
Maybe I can.
You just keep going lower because it's supposed to give you a ground view. I don't think they went there. I think that's drawn because I don't think they allowed them to drive there.
Well, that's not true. I'll tell you why. I can tell you why, exactly why.
And they're going to go to the
Because,
ground view.
all right, wait a second. Because right here, I've stood right there. You got to give it time for the shit to give us. There we go.
There you go. You do. So you got the ground view.
All right. So this right here, which you see, this is, I've been at this gate.
Right.
Okay. So let's see. Let's make sure that our view is actually.
Did a guard come up to you?
No. You just can't go through there. If I tried to go through there, absolutely they would.
Yeah.
Absolutely they would. And what was really crazy, now see, I'm turned around. Hold on. I got to go back down here.
They would have the search team come out and get you on a helicopter.
No.
Well, no, this is a bombing range, dude.
No, I'm saying if you went through that gate, they would come and get you with the response team with a helicopter. I've had it happen to me. The helicopter would be there within 2 minutes. They got 5 minutes to respond to any location.
Okay, so what I noticed though was when I was standing on here, I started seeing these things. I started seeing let me make sure this is right. Full screen sidebar.
Is this still about the water?
No. Well, there's water here. I can show you some crazy shit about the water. I want to make sure that I've got the whole thing. Okay, so I know there was what I saw. Look at that shit. Look at that crazy shit. So then you come in here, you're on the base, and you start getting there and looking. And give it a minute, it'll come in. It'll come in sharper and sharper and sharper. Look here.
Those lines aren't straight enough. Those vehicles aren't straight enough.
Well, you know what? Some of this stuff is like decommissioned shit that they just leave. Like, okay, so what I started doing was following these roads. I went for where Darwin is at right here, and I started at the base. Okay, so when I was down here, I saw tanks, a line of tanks. Let me see. Was it along that line or that line? Give it a minute to come in. I think it was right here along this road here. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, there they are. And then these are practice tanks. These are what they bomb. You know, this is what they practice strafing. There's a truck. There's an old tank, another tank. And the way it happened was I was standing. Look at, there's a whole line of them. Look.
Right.
You see them all?
Mm-hmm.
And the way I saw them was that I was at this gate right here and I was looking. No, actually, I was over at this other one. No, maybe I was at that one. But I remember I was looking through binoculars and the first thing I noticed was one of these tanks and the barrel of it was pointed right at me. And I was like, oh, fuck, what's that tank pointed at me for? And then I realized what it was, that they were just dead tanks, you know, that they use for bombing practice. But there is so much shit out here in this thing that there's old airplane skeletons, all kinds of shit that if you get in here and start looking around, like down in here. What the fuck have they got going down here? What's all this about?
I've done the same thing, Sovereign.
I mean, look at this. What is that for? It comes down all the way. There's, look at here, make this V for some reason, right? And we go over here to this, and once it terminates into a little circle, part of it's all dirty. They've been driving back in here for some reason. Here's something else. What are these things? What do they got going on here? Can we get any higher resolution than that? The hell is that shit? Look at that.
Can you zoom in closer?
I mean, you can get, I think that's about as close as you can get without it putting it on the ground. But I mean, well, look at that. What is this? Is that black? What the fuck is that?
They look like igloos, like we call them igloos in the military, where they have bomb storage.
They're almost like trench lines, but they don't. They look like they're. What the fuck is that?
Can it be like
What
not
the
flat?
hell is
Can
that?
it be like shaped like, you know, it's
Shooting.
it looks
Somebody
flat to
said
you there, but
shooting
it's actually a
range.
dome. It could be the shooting range too, but I don't know what the things in front of it would be. I never seen a shooting range like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of.
I was in 9 years.
And then you got. Now you got to figure these are pretty long distances away. So what I got going on over here? You see, and this is all. We're on the base. We're on that Naval Air Weapons Station.
Were you allowed
base.
to drive over there
We're
yourself?
not even. No. Yeah, like it was pretty restricted. And my friend, he was also the guy who was in charge of the water. And the town of Darwin has to get their water from the ghost town well at Coso. Okay, so he was in charge of their water, so he had to go over and make sure the well was working right. And he'd have to get in touch with the base, find out if it was okay, tell them what time he was going. They'd make sure it wasn't conflicting with any of their bombing practice runs and shit. And, you know, if he got caught over there and he hadn't called or something like that, you'd be fucked. That's it.
That looks like sort
Probably
of like a training
This place
facility. You go through a.
Well,
You got the ladder
here's
going
where
up there. You
it
see the
starts to get
ladder?
Crazy.
You see the ladder there?
Yeah. Now look,
So that's
we've only
elevation.
gone. No, we've only gone from here. We determined this is where the line is at for the base, and this is going to go over. These are the what the fucking name of these mountains right here? They call them. It'll come to me in just a minute. Anyway, as you can see, there's that little roadway system goes a long way, but we haven't even begun. Look at this shit right here.
Is this? Do you know where?
Like some kind of.
Do you know where Fort Irwin's at and Yermo? And is this? I wonder if this is by there. Fort Irwin.
No, this is in just. This is on China Lake. Fort Irwin ain't near this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Fort Irwin's more.
This
south.
is still China Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're way over by the
Death Valley.
North. Yeah, we're over in the north end of the base, and we're barely a few miles into the base, and we're running into what the fuck is this shit, right? Look at this. And why is it so far away? And so then we look at this, and that's a long distance. How long is that right there? Is that a runway?
Could that be a runway?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. So let's go to our.
Because it got the numbers right there.
tools.
It looks like a runway. No, it's not
Let's
numbers.
see if we can. Let's see if we can get a distance here. We're gonna go from here all the way up to right here to the end, and that's almost 2 miles. It says 1.82 miles on here. So
If I remember, that's long enough to be a runway.
yeah, it is. But I mean, it's like, what the hell? There's hardly anything out here. And you
Was that
look
fuel-
at this crooked
fueling
ass
things
road
down
that seems to be the main one. Could be. I hate when this thing does that. Okay, here's some more. Look at how unstraight those are, Austin. Article 15, those motherfuckers, right?
They're probably Air Force. Air Force don't have to be that neat. That's what I was.
Navy. It's Navy. But look at this is the road that leads to it. And it's like a bumfuck Egypt road. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this is what I'm showing you. We're barely into the base. Now, this base goes all the way from where I showed you at there. We're going to keep going. Okay, here to Ridgecrest. To here. What happened? Is my phone getting ready to die or something? Probably.
Well, mine is too.
My phone's
Oh
getting-
no, my phone. Mine's no, it's just trying to fucking talk to me.
Dude, my phone's
I'm trying to talk to me.
up with fucking messages. It's annoying.
I gotta plug mine
So that goes here to Ridgecrest. You see this little town. This was what we were talking about. This is Ridgecrest.
Yep.
Well, it's a city.
I lived there for almost 3 years.
Where'd you live at?
Go left. Left. I lived, left. Okay, left more. Left more. Left more. Hold on. Fuck. Zoom out. What's all that shit to the left? That's not the city.
This is Jack's Ranch Road right here. This is Jack's Ranch Road. You're out getting out toward Inyo Kern.
Okay. Yeah, Inyo Kern. Okay.
That's
Go right.
see,
Go right.
that's
Yeah, I live next to. Okay, go to the bottom right corner. Yep, down to the bottom. Right. Fuck, it's gonna be hard to describe. I can't even remember. 322. Fuck, I can't remember.
That's all right. This is the city that he used to live in.
Yeah.
You lived there for 3 years and you can't remember your fucking
I know.
address? What's up, bro?
Fuck.
Come on. But see, it's pretty big, and you know, this town grew up and started, and it was only here because of this right here.
Yeah.
Because on the other side of this road, this is the base. Now, this is what you see from the road, and you can come in down here, and you see this rather large looking building here. And you come down here, there's some hangars you can see, but then there's some other shit that's kind of abandoned along here. Like, look at this whole thing. I don't even know what they got going on there, like a junkyard. That's a thing down there. They put everything out in the desert. You can see this has been mostly painted over or something.
You can
what the fuck they got going on.
You can see all of that stuff from Ridgecrest, from the town of Ridgecrest. You can see all of it
from the road. Yeah.
So
here's TAC NID. Right. And you can see there's all these little paths and shit, but these are the main runways, and there's F-18s flying in and out of here all the time. But then what gets interesting, okay, is this continues up. This continues up way up into here. And they own all of that way up into there, way back into here. And what happens is you get in here and start searching around. Look at here. What's this? Apollo and Mars. Why is that called that? Hang on. Why is there a place called Apollo? Y'all see that, right?
I can't see any correlation to Apollo, though. I don't know what you're.
Hey,
well, that's what was listed. It says that on the name. It says that on the name right there.
I'll be right back, Sovereign. I'm getting my phone's fucking. I'll be right back.
It's called the Apollo, but it says it's a hiking area that you can't get on there to hike. It's on the fucking base. And there's a satellite dish. Look at this. There's a big radial dish right there. And there's another one right here I saw. Yeah, pointed the other way. And this area is called Apollo. Now watch when I zoom out. It says Apollo right there with it. Yeah, it's too small for y'all to see, but on my thing, there's a little green deal there that says Apollo. There's our Austin. And there was another one I saw that said Mars. Hold on, let me see. Come on. You got to give it a minute because sometimes some of that shit takes a long time to load up. I swear I saw a place that said Mars. There it is up there. Why is this one called Mars? And this is way up there. Look at how the fuck you even get to this shit. Look. Oh my God. What the fuck?
Where's that steel door on the mountain from there?
Hang on. We'll go over to that. Wait a second. This is new shit. I'm going to have to bookmark this. Just a second. How the fuck do I do that? There's a way to do that. Oh, I want to see buildings. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. How
They
do you
sure
make
aren't
those
pointing it in the
pins?
sky, are they? They're not pointing those dishes to the sky.
No,
pointing
they're
up.
not. They're always pointed outward. They're always
So this
pointed outward.
probably relay station
So wait a
relaying
second.
the
I got
signal.
Well, let's see. How do I do that? Let me see. Tools, add, place mark. There we go. That's what I want. I want to put that place mark there, and this place is called Mars because I'm going to go back to this, man. This is
I'm gonna have
fucking
to send
intriguing.
you. I'm gonna have to
All right,
send
and
you.
so that other one.
Send you what?
We're going to look at some
What were you
other shit I
saying?
found.
I'm saying I'm gonna have to send Sovereign a certain location later when I get off. It's on a dirt road. It's in between Ridgecrest and like I think it's Barstow. It's like this dirt road, and it has this satellite, and it says restricted access all over it. Do not come in. Da da da. And there's always a different person like guard.
Yeah.
But they say it's not open anymore. It's closed down. And there's just like this gate, and there's like this guy who camps out next to it. He like there's been a couple different people, but it's usually like this guy who just camps out next to it. And if you come up, he says you can't come here.
None shall pass.
So you guys,
Yeah.
you want to see where I used to live? I'll show you where I used to live at. Oh, this is really cool looking too. We'll look at the. All right, 1 second here. Let's see. There's 395. That's Big Pine. That's the dry lake. And let me get down here. We gotta go. All right, Coso Junction. And then we come past Little Lake. What a great name for a lake. Little Lake. So let's see here.
Out near Blythe, you got Lost Lake.
All right, so let's see. There's the
Look at
sculpture
that.
garden.
That's some good water, isn't it?
That right there?
No, behind
That's
you.
not water.
Oh, I'm behind you. I'm behind you because I'm looking at two different things. I'm looking at my phone is your current. I was looking at the one behind that.
Oh,
You're just
I got
coming
you.
down the mountain. Wasn't that water? Go back.
The little on the right side of the road. Back.
Keep going back.
This right here?
No, you go back
That?
farther. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's it. Right there. What's that?
Yeah, that's a Little Lake. That's what it's called, Little Lake.
And it travels down like through a river, and it goes to the next lake.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's connected, and that's some mysterious shit about those too, because I got to examine in this, and you find shit in the water that shouldn't be there.
Well, that's what
Like
it goes
big
to one of my little
doors in the
theories. I just
bottom.
on my own, just all these years thinking sometimes that a lot of this water comes from the mountains somehow, from inside the mountains, and just the lakes and stuff, and it travels down.
That's where the Crystal Geyser factory is over there. It's north of Ridgecrest, about maybe
It's
like
right
an hour
here.
north.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll show you. It was right down the road from me. Okay, so this is where I live, down this road right here. This was Cactus Flat Road. Okay, and right here, this whole thing right here, this big square. See
Yeah.
this big square right here? That was all mine.
A lot of neighbors, huh?
Okay, so no neighbors.
I was joking.
This is my garage. This is where I had my solar panels at going, and inside, and this was the house we had right here. And let's see, at the time we were growing. Is this from when we were growing? This was all weed. We had all weed in here, and then all the way up to the fucking deck, and then all over in this side, we ended up pulling up and putting all kinds. We had all kinds of plants growing in here. Plus, I had an indoor grow going here, so we were constantly this right here. This entire garage, all except for one little part, was continuously in flower mode. And one little corner was where we put all the clones. And
So
as soon
why
as they
did you
got
move?
mature, we put them. Because I wanted to come back here, tend to this house here. The legalization laws that they put into effect for recreational really put a harsh burden on growers. And I was like, nah, fuck all this shit. This place is turning into like California. Too bad. You know, I thought I'd see it going starting the other way, but those people really put up with a lot of shit. They'll take more and more. The more they get fed, the more they'll eat. It blows me away. So if you go up this road, I'll show you something else. This is pretty cool. We go up this road here, and right back here. Okay, yeah. So you take this road right here, and you see that odd little road system that's right there?
Yeah.
That's from a town that only existed for a movie. And that movie was Tremors.
Oh, is that where Tremors was done? We were talking about her and Reba, because Reba was on the headline news today. She found a new boyfriend at 67 years old.
Oh my God. So no, what you see here, this is where the town was filmed. Now where the
well, that's where it was
worms
filmed.
and shit were chased. Yeah, where they had the scenes for the town were here. And there is actually a sign right here. I wish this thing would show me pictures from on the net, but I have a picture of me by the sign here, and it says perfection, and it gives an elevation and shit. So the sign says welcome to perfection, and I have a picture of me by the sign. But we used to go up here and smoke weed or eat mushrooms and shit. And one day we went down this road. With that Jeep, we went everywhere. So we went down this road, and if you get down here, you see this building. Oh, they've cleaned it up since.
Can you hear him, Austin? He's breaking up on mine.
Yeah, I hear him perfectly fine.
Okay, so what we got going on here, the inside this hangar and a couple of these little trailers out here, you'll recognize from being in that movie. They were down there, and a bunch of the props and storefronts are inside this hangar looking building. At least they were a few years ago when I went there. So where Austin was talking about, if you watch, Kevin Bacon is on the ground down here on Main Street. Okay, this is Main Street. And they had that grocery store right here. And that guy was up on top of the grocery store. And Kevin Bacon was down here. And he was talking to the guy on the roof. If you watch when the camera's pointed at Kevin Bacon, you'll see like a white plume of dust that's going in the background. Almost looks like smoke. Okay. That's from this right here. See all that white? That's a pumice mine. You know, like the shit that they put in, or I'm sorry, a talc mine. See, that's like where they get baby powder and shit from.
Oh, I see.
That's where they get talc. That's a talc mine. So you see that dust in the air all the time. And you'll see that in the background in the movie. So anyway, where Austin was talking about is
Crystal Geyser.
The road. Yeah, Crystal Geyser is, let's see,
right off the side of the highway.
Yeah, see, this is where you go into Death Valley, so it's right after that. It's right up past the diner. And
Man, you're bringing
right
back.
there.
Oh, that looks like it right there. Yep.
It is. That's it.
Yep.
There's where Crystal Geyser spring water comes from, right there.
That's where a lot of people from Ridgecrest go to work. It's either if you Ridgecrest,
amazing.
If you live in Ridgecrest, you either work at Crystal Geyser, Trona, or on the base.
Yeah,
that's it.
So here's the cool thing. What do you think about this lake, Harmon? Believe it or not, this what here that looks like pastures and shit. That's a lake.
Yes.
That's Owen Lake. It's a dry lake, and they have to manage it with a certain amount of water for dust mitigation. When they built the aqueduct, it stole the water that fed the lakes.
Well, all that area, from what they look at the old maps, all the way up to like 1830s, 1820s, that was all underwater. That was all part of the Sea of Cortez. Dolphin went all the way up there.
Oh yeah.
Made the island out of California. And once it dried up, that's when they did the 1849ers and send everybody out west to populate the west.
You see this little red or this little twisty area of road?
Yes,
that is some of the hairiest. That is some of the hairiest fucking road you ever want to see. Look at here, maybe some pictures.
Is it paved?
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, these curves right here, you see the outside of that curve? That's a heavy duty drop down, those things, man. And it's like right there at the edge of the fucking road, like on the other side of the guardrail.
Well, let's see if this helps you what you think about this. So if that was all underwater all the way up to like the 1830s or so, and you know that Sutter gold mine 1849, that was bullshit, right? That's just a way to populate. They say that there's gold out here, and you can just pick it up by your hands. And so they needed to populate the West after it dried out and became part of the United States. What we got from what the old Tartary maps and stuff showed. And so all this was underwater. That's why if you look at it, it goes all the way up, all the way around California, all that desert what you're talking about there, Dave.
Have you ever been here, Austin? Panamint Springs?
No, but I sold it's like a resort, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked there, and the first time I went out there, I worked there and I lived there. And
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I used to sell tractors and trailers, and there was these two brothers that I think like ran the whole springs out there, and I sold them a trailer.
Aaron Castle and what's his brother's name?
I'm not sure.
It was Castle. Castle's the last name. Yeah. I know that. I worked and lived here, and it pisses me. Ben and Aaron Castle
Yeah, right? I don't remember that. I don't have as good of a memory as you.
Yeah, but that's the two brothers you're talking about. I know. One had. Let me put this straight. One had really, really long hair, didn't seem to say much, and the other guy had a big smile, wore a cowboy hat.
And they smoked weed, and they were in a truck. They were in like this white truck, and one of them always sat in the truck, and the other brother that drove, he would always come into the office, and we sold him a trailer for I think we're talking about the same. Yeah.
What year are you talking about? What year?
That's Ben and Aaron. Absolutely. I know Ben and Aaron. Okay, so here's what was going on. You see where this pool's at right here?
Yeah.
I lived in an RV right here. There's only like 15 people lived here and worked at the place. Okay.
So you take a bath in the pool?
No. I had a shower. We had running water. We had the whole 9 yards, man. This place, and it was all dependent upon this generator that provided electricity to the entire place. And if the generator went down in this thing, man, I'll tell you what, it would break down all the time in that heat. it would break down all the time. But anyway, this pool was really cool. It was neat. I'd trip on mushrooms and go sit next to this fucking pool, and these bats would make like a circuit around and come down and like skim the top of the pool, get a drink of water.
What year is
and
this?
they'd be on like this certain little circuit. Well, 2013, 2012.
Wow, not too long ago.
No, about 10 years ago. Yeah. So anyway, I went there. I was a cook at the resort. I was a cook here at the resort. And I lived up here and I worked right here. I just walked down to where I worked at. Their sister, the one sister works there too. She lives there. Really, really pretty girl, really nice. And yeah, the castles are real nice. And then the old man that owns it, he flies in, their dad, and he flies in. There's an airstrip here on the place where they land right down here. And he's got a helicopter pad too. So here's a runway right here, and he's got a helicopter pad. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, when you get to Darwin back here, let me get back here to Darwin real quick, because that's kind of crazy. You have to go through all these curves, and that's how I met my friend here. He lives down here in Darwin, and then you have to take this fucking road way down to the town of Darwin. But then we're gonna get to where the Mansons were at too. So
I
we
think
go past that.
That's crazy that we know like the same people.
Yeah, ain't that wild? Ain't that
wild? That's just wild. You're in Virginia. I'm in California.
Yeah, I've smoked weed with those dudes, man.
Yeah, every time
like,
they came like every day for like a week, like trying to find the right trailer or something. And every time they came up, they'd open their doors and it just fucking reeked of weed.
So let's see. We got, I don't know if you'd be able to get it from any kind of a view. Let's see.
Austin, I'm in the tri-state. I'm in Arizona, Nevada, California, tri-state, right by Needles.
Okay.
Needles, California.
Oh, okay.
I'm in a place called Laughlin, Nevada.
Okay.
It's
okay.
On the Colorado River, and about 9 casinos here.
Let me see if I can figure this out. I gotta look at where we're at. So there's Tea Kettle Junction. There's Darwin. Let me get back down here to where Panamint Springs is at so I can get my bearings. Let's see, we've gone through the scary roads, right? Okay, wait, that's Panamint Valley Road. There's Darwin. I'll let it fill in a little bit. Yeah,
that's why it's all desert. Road. It was actually the bottom of the. I don't know how deep it was. What's the water line around those rocks?
That's what I'm going to show you, because see this dry lake. Okay, so we got to get back over here to where Panamint Springs is at. Okay, so this is a dry lake bed right here. This whole thing right here. Now, when you get over, God damn it, I wish it would quit changing my.
I would call it actually a dry seabed.
Well, yeah, there's a couple of these though where it's real sandy and real evident. Okay, see this black right here? I've been up on that. It's a rocky, like an island.
Right.
And it was, and it's really weird. There's seashells and shit on that island. I found them before.
Right.
So that's really cool. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Where the island of California was?
Yes, absolutely. I looked at old maps.
That was all water right there where you guys are at.
I know.
So that's why you find those seashells. I mean, how much more evident can that be? You found seashells.
I know. Ain't that crazy?
So what do you think caused it to drain? I mean, it had to be some
maybe
kind
the Carrington event. Hold on. Maybe think about. I know. And look at here's another strange anomaly with some of those maps. California is shown as an island, and there's no Great Lakes around what we call Michigan now.
Right. It all happened at the same
time.
So
what the fuck was going on? Right. Yeah.
Something drained that because it went all the way back to the Sea of Cortez and to the Baja of California.
Where's Ballard? Oh, we're getting down
So you actually
close
found
to,
seashells. Like what kind of seashells? Just the white ones and stuff like that?
oh yeah, like little clamshell, like
Yeah.
seashells, and the little spirally kind, like you find in a lake,
Right.
like from a snail. So let's see. There's stovepipe wells. These are the Panamint Mountains right here. Right here. And I'm trying to remember which way you look from. Let's see. I saw stovepipe wells.
I keep
And
waiting for your
Furnace
steel wall,
Creek.
your steel door.
That's what I'm trying to locate. You probably ain't going to see it on this. You have to go there because you're not going to get a view. They're
They
not
got
going to
one
give
where
you
I
a
was
3D view.
raised in Blythe, about 30 miles from Blythe. They got one like you're talking
Oh,
about.
On 190. Why is that? Oh, okay. Because now we come out. We're up to, yeah, Stovepipe Wells is the last way out. So we got to go back down. Hold on. Furnace Creek. God damn, I'm zoomed way out, ain't I? So show me Furnace Creek. Let's see. We're coming past. See, if you go down this road right here, that's going to take you back to Ridgecrest. Up that road and over to the right is where Goler Wash is at. That's where the Mansons were hanging out. Yeah, up near just past Trona. Yeah. So let's see if we can find it. Let's see. There's Valley Wells, Cyril's Valley.
Cheerless Valley. That's where I was there when they had that 9.1 earthquake.
I never knew they had that big a one.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 years ago, it was like the largest earthquake to hit Southern California. We had it. There was 2 earthquakes. There was like an 8.7, and then 2 days
Wow.
2 days later, it was a 9.1, and it was freaking wild, man. I was in a restaurant. I was sitting at a bar with my girlfriend, and all of a sudden it hit, and freaking glasses were flying everywhere, like glasses, pictures flying everywhere. Everybody ran outside. We went into the parking lot, and you could see the earth like a wave, like cars were like moving.
Oh, you can see it buckling, huh?
Yeah, it was like a wave, man. It was crazy.
Wow.
And then pretty much every day after that,
See down here?
there was
Yeah.
a small
Is that where
earthquake.
it's at?
See that town right there?
Yes, sir.
That's Trona.
Yeah.
Right here is Trona. And that entire town smells like a fart. Don't it?
The houses, pretty much every house is like half up. It's like all the walls are up. It's a shithole town. That's a railroad station on the left-hand side.
So is it when you say smell like
maybe
fart,
we
you
can
mean
get it. Let's
sulfur
see,
or
I'm
rotten
supposed to
eggs?
be having.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sulfur. It's because of sulfur.
Like rock.
That's the Cyril's mineral. Trona is there because of the Cyril's Mineral Company. Trona is a piece of what's the shit they're mining there? Not sulfur. Oh fuck! It'll come to me.
Gypsum?
But, could
Is it
be,
gypsum?
could be.
There's different minerals.
Hang on.
I try to work drive.
I know out through all the deserts
Where's
they
that
have
road?
big gypsum mines.
All right, so let's take a look around the town of Trona if you want to.
Actually, I almost moved there.
How long ago?
This was like 2018. Or
Wow.
yeah, 2000. Yeah, 18, 19.
Wow.
Yeah,
Let's go to a different.
half the
Go
house
to
is
a different.
condemned. It's the worst town I've ever seen.
Ooh, what's that yellow?
The yellow brick road. Now you know where Oz is.
Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's kind of I mean, I don't want to put nobody down or nothing, but I mean, I couldn't live. I guess after you smell it all the time like that, it wouldn't bother you a whole lot, you know?
I can't
Not
believe
too
that.
much.
You wouldn't get used to it. There's no way.
Charles Manson hung out in Trona. He hung out in Trona a lot, man. I've heard a lot of stories of him going into bars and shit. Like this one time, okay? So he went into a bar and he didn't have a shirt. And so they wouldn't let him come in the bar with bare chested, right? So he was with two girls and he went outside with the two girls and he came back in with the two girls and they had cut off their hair and tied it together and made it so that it was like a shirt for him. Yeah, man, this motherfucker was something else. He's got a illegitimate kid running around fucking Trona.
Yeah, Austin. I got talking to him, and we talked about Manson today. Is when I was a prison guard, and I guarded Charles Manson over there in Corcoran prison, 1989.
Damn.
I know you weren't alive.
No, I was born in 94.
In 89, I was there guarding Manson. A little bitty dude.
He was just misunderstood.
I really think more now I know he is totally MK Ultra. He's 100%.
Yeah, well, look, all right, right down this road, up in here is where they found them guys, was up this road, okay? This is what I wanted to show you. Okay, right in here, up in Goler Wash is where they found them guys. All right, here's Ridgecrest, right? And here's the fucking base. Here's the fucking base is right here. And most of that shit is underground. Now, come on, man.
They were controlled.
It all clicks together, man.
They're not going to let those guys live there unless they want them there. The base.
Now, let me see if I can find that. One of the world's biggest geothermal plants is right near here. Let's see.
What's a geothermal?
Where's tapping into like volcanic shit for heat, like heating water using natural geothermal shit. So let's see. We got to get to Coso Junction.
The biggest thing I heard about in that area, going through that Andes Valley, is there in the mountains. There's a river going at the base of the mountains. It's if you get into it where it hollows out, there's a river, huge river, and of course it's out of bounds now by the military. You know where Gila Bend, Arizona is?
Nope.
And you know where Yuma, Arizona is?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
yes,
go ahead, Dave.
I do.
Go ahead, Dave.
I'm going to show you something. You see this right here? Okay, this is really cool right here. Is that badass or what, man? Okay, so this thing is really red. I'm wondering if I can look at it from a street view. Well, what it is, this is a cone. And what you'll see is there's evidence of all kinds of volcanic activity around here. You see this over here? And see these black pieces out here? Those are huge chunks of cinder. Those are huge chunks of cinder that came when this blew. This lava flowed down here and it mixed with a river that was running through here. And it made like this really wild looking solidified magma. And it looks like it's all bubbly and smooth and shit and all bubbly. It's bad as shit. I can show some.
It could have been, if you think about it, it could have been underwater when it did that.
But up inside here looks exactly like you're on Mars. I'm not shitting. You could film a fake of Mars.
So if it was underwater, when that would tell you why the black stuff's around there and stuff like that. Because if it go in the water, it would shoot up for whatever distance and cool right down beside it. And that would be smooth, wouldn't it? Would that like an underwater volcano? That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, maybe, but the way that the rocks blew and they I don't know. I don't think it was underwater when this occurred. You see how red that is? when you get up in there, like into this cone right here, I have pictures of my Jeep up in that cone and shit. And I was telling people that I'd been up there before fucking Elon Musk. So, it was pretty cool. It's but see, you can see there's little roads running up through here and shit. I'm trying to get in a little more detail. Let me see if I can. Oh, look, there's a cop car. Yeah, 395 runs both ways. Let me whip the north back around to where it goes right there. There we go. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool shit in there. Now let me see, where's the geothermal plant? Should just be after that. Now see, this is that Fossil Falls I was talking about. This is really crazy when you get over into this right here and start hiking around. And it's like, you ever been there, Austin?
No, I haven't. No.
Man, it's like all these smooth crevices and like a Nestle's Crunch bar. It's really crazy, man. And there's some Indian hieroglyphs and shit inside there too. But let's see, we'll go on past the lake. Where was I going to?
You're going to look for that Steel Mountain door.
Oh yeah, you're not going to find the mountain door. It's on the Panamint Springs, and you can see it from the Furnace Creek Resort. You have to be on the ground, and you have to be looking up at the right direction. You're not going to get that on that. You're not going to see it on there. You have to have binoculars. I've seen it.
Oh, I believe you. That's why
pointed out to me. But yeah, I suggest you're close enough. Have you ever been to Death Valley National Park?
No.
Oh, dude, come on. What are you doing?
Well, I heard there's a couple that drowned there, and I don't want to drown.
Drowned at Death Valley?
Yeah, you go and Google it. There was a couple there on their honeymoon. It was so funny of a story. I go, what's the odds of that? They're there, a flash flood came. They were down in a basin somewhere. Then the little wash came into them, and they drowned. So how many couples can say they went to Death Valley and drowned?
I think you're talking about the Kern River by Lake Isabella.
No, this one's in Death Valley. Death Valley, there's a couple that drowned they were on there. Who would go to honeymoon Death Valley in the first place?
A lot of people, man. It's a very beautiful place. Yeah, the name is very misleading. The name is very misleading. If you do not respect the desert, yeah, it'll kill you.
Of course, I was raised in the desert. You got to remember, I was totally raised in the desert.
Designed to defend itself. Everything there was designed to defend itself. Okay, and defend itself well. I mean, and if you do not respect it, it will fucking kill you. Okay, so here's the Coso volcanic field. You see all these little things? These are all little volcanoes. I've been driving back through here before. It's amazing. It is amazing the shit you find in there. I'm trying to find the geothermal plant. Why can't I find it? Is it past? No, I need to know where Coso Junction is. There it is. Okay. Okay, so Ryan, if you're listening, he and I, okay, Ryan, my son, when he was out there, one night we were talking about that shit with the bass and all the crazy shit and everything else like that. So there's this gas station right here. You can see it's a little Chevron, and there's a store, and it's a pretty cool little place, and it's a lot of people stop there. If you continue up the road, when you pass right past here, it takes you, there's like a demarcation zone, a demarcation, like, okay, so one night Ryan and I, we went in here, but from a different way. We went in from one of these roads up here off in the desert because we were out jeeping one night, right? So what we did is we come up this road, and no bother, we follow, and it starts to get a little weirder as you get up here. Let me let it focus in so you can see what's happening.
Hey, Sovereign, are you just west of Inyo Kern right there?
North. I'm north. I'm at Coso Junction.
But not
and I'm
far.
going. And I'm going east from
Okay.
Coso Junction. All right.
Okay.
And so this road winds around. We keep following it. We get up around here. You see how it starts winding around like that? And it started getting really kind of weird. And it starts winding back down. Now, what we found, see this? We passed this little thing. And this is where they stopped us. And we turned around and went back down. Because we were you go up. This is all going up. So they came out and I saw them come to the gate, and I just turned around where I reached the gate. I just turned around at the gate and said, nope. And we turned around, and this truck followed us all the way back down to 395, all the way back down to the highway. And as soon as we got on the highway, he just turned around and went back on up. And I was like, how the fuck did they know we were coming up this road?
Man, it's
There
crazy.
was nothing.
Those big
along that
radar
way,
dishes.
and that's a long way.
Those big radar
they
dishes.
got sensors. When you're going along this road, some of the shit you see are like these big fucking pipes coming up out of the ground and going back down. And I'm going to show you why. Okay. Because once we get past this little gate and you follow this back in, oh, where are we at? We're in that volcanic field. Look at all this. Oh, what do we find here? Way up in there. What the fuck? Right? So we're in the Coso volcanic field, and we start looking in here, and now we start seeing some crazy fucking shit. These weird colored pools, man.
Are they? They're not recreational for sure. They're those are I don't know what
No.
those are. Those pools are
Hot springs.
no, they're sledge or something. They're for mining. They dump the waste products in it, and it turns it blue. We
Look at
have
all
it
that
right here
piping.
right here where I'm at, just not too far from this area. We have the same thing.
That makes sense about the volcanic thing you were saying, because there's so many hot springs out there. I've been to a lot of hot springs.
Yeah.
That makes a lot
Look
of
at all
sense.
that piping.
Now that I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of hot springs.
Yeah, that piping is probably that's the waste off the piping when they travel stuff through pipes, even if it's coal or anything, and the waste product, they have to have pools to slush it out.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to fill you in on something really cool. I'm going to let you know what a really rare commodity in this area water is. It's a very valuable commodity. This water is coming out of the earth.
Right.
This water right here is coming out of the earth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is geothermal. This is a geothermal plant. There's a lot of shit up
So
here.
are they transporting that
There's a lot
water?
of
Is that
shit.
what the pipes are?
Yeah, that and steam. They run huge fucking generators. They run that water, that water that's coming in there, they run that through the earth. They run that through where it's hot, and they heating it for free. And this thing right here is powering that entire China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station, which is just a little bit south of this.
Basically,
fact,
it's
part
on
of this
battery
is right
system,
on
huh?
it. Yeah.
Like a giant
And
battery
look at all
system.
there's all kinds. Look at all the volcanoes. Look at all the inactive volcanoes around this fucking thing. There's a little tiny one right there in the middle of it. This thing over here, I don't even begin to know what the fuck that is. Some kind of spiral in the goddamn rock.
That's why I'm saying it was underwater.
Yeah, at one time, I fully believe that. Yeah. But see these roads, and then you got these roads that lead. Where the fuck is this little road lead? So I start getting lost on these. And we end up coming down to what? Are we on the base again? It's hard to say. And that's all just in this little area right here. And then of course we're back over here to the Sears Valley and Ridgecrest. Now, once we get up here into this area of the base, what I did the one time is I got, let's see, let me get out a little bit. All right, so there's the base. And then you start exploring down some of these roads. That's where you start running into some crazy shit. Now look you can obviously see the discoloration here that they're blurring shit out. I hope you can at least see that.
Yeah.
I hear something about VX9. I don't even know what that is. What's VX9? Neptune Road, VX9 Airport. Well, I have no idea. Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Said Neptune Road, huh?
Where are you seeing that at?
I thought you said Neptune Road.
Oh,
I thought
it might. Let's see. Yeah, it is Neptune Road. Neptune Road, Ridgecrest. And that's just it. VX9 Airport, Neptune Road, Ridgecrest. And then they give a thing and they've got a web address. Let's see what happens when we click the web. Anything? Air Test and Evaluation Squadron. Huh. Anyway, let's go on from that because there's some cool shit if they'll let me get to it. Because there's like skeletons of airplanes back over by that bombing range. Where's the bombing range? Let me see. Something's going to come up. Boom, 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 boom. Where's Darwin? There it is. Let's go down to the bombing range area. Dun, 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 dun. See, look at all these little roads. What the fuck is the purpose of them? Think about that. Look at all that. What is the purpose of that little road right there that goes around in a little loop like that and then goes over to this? What's in this little square? Let's go see what's in that little square.
What the fuck? That's strange.
Well, whatever the fuck it is, it's important enough to put a fence around it. And it's important enough to be able to drive around it. I think we might be not seeing the whole thing. Anyway, but yeah, you start zooming in on this shit. Like, what are these little dark patches right here for? What are those?
Tennis courts.
Looks like a pile of some kind of sticks of some kind or something. You know, on here one time, I started looking around like this, all stoned one night, and I found like it looked like a wrecked space shuttle. I'm not shitting you. Sometimes you get looking in here. Look at that. What the fuck?
That looks like a ship, huh?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? They probably practice bomb that. Like, if they had to go after a naval target. I think this shit here is all like a target setup. Let's see. But I don't see any bomb craters.
Yeah, it's really weird how spaced.
You know what I'm saying?
It's weird, like the spacing, and it's all rectangles.
Well, they like little, like, the hell's going on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Who knows what kind of fucking training they got going on in this shit, right?
Yeah.
But that's the crazy thing. You see those, and see from being up here, what is that? What do you see? Hardly anything. And that's what I'm saying. You get to looking deep, and you find that there's a lot of shit on this base.
What's that circle to the left? Center. That circle.
That right there?
Yeah, what's that?
I don't know. It looks like there's something. Looks like something blurred out. Because watch. Yeah, something's blurred out. Because watch when I do. When I did the zoom in on it before, oh no, it won't. Because when I did it real fast, like from here, I went like that, and it kind of for a minute showed what was underneath it for like a second, but it caught up with us again. See, what the fuck would be there that they don't want you to see?
It's almost a perfect circle too.
You know what? I wonder if that ain't where one of those, because I found hexagrams all over the place, and that might be where one was at, and now they blurred it out. because there's some crazy shit up along in here for that bombing range. Like we see that, like right there, it looks like a ship. And then if you start looking, every time you see a little dot of something, if you go to it, these roads all lead to something. These roads are all here for a reason. That's what I always told myself when I was out there. I was like, these roads are here for a reason. They have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's that weird looking little thing there. This is the rest of the bombing range. Let's see. When we get into here, and I'm trying to figure, I think it was down. Hold on, let me get a view here where I'm at. I think it was down in this area here. This is where I saw the airplane skeleton at. Let's let it come in a little bit. I have it marked on my other Google Earth, but I don't know what happened to it. Because I found like aircraft skeletons and shit in here.
If you go north, north.
Yeah, the north end of the base.
Northeast. It looked like there was
What's that?
It looked like there was like a town or something. Yeah,
Up here?
Just north. No, whoa. Little north. Yep, right there, right there. Right. Yeah, right there. What is that?
That's Darwin. That's Darwin.
Oh, okay.
That's Darwin.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Darwin. So see, the base is right there, right close by Darwin. So it's like when you get in here, and let's see, it seemed like it was down along in this. Maybe it was. Hold on a second. Let me look at this real quick. All right, wait. There was something here. Okay, we saw that. All right, we looked at that. Then there's this up here. What's this? Yeah, because I found F4 Phantoms and shit on the ground in here. Let's see. Water Canyon. I need to find them and place mark them is what I need to do. Like here, see this? Okay, so here, this innocuous little road right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's called the it's the Darwin Road. Yep, it is. Okay, and then what's this? Let me look at it. Let me get that. There, see something along the road there. So what I've done is I've zoomed in and just traveled along the little road, right?
Yeah.
You figure every road goes somewhere. And what the fuck do we got here? What are these? What do you make of that, mate?
Can you get closer? Can you zoom in?
Not well.
I don't know. I don't freaking know.
Well, it's obvious. It's obviously important enough to have that little loop going to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's this here? Here's another little thing. Oh, it's another set of them. It's another.
It's not helicopter. No.
Maybe. No. What's at the end of this runway thing?
Those aren't choppers. They look like helicopters. No, I don't know
what the fuck those are, man.
They look like little freaking bugs or something.
I know, right? What the fuck are those? So let's see. You know you have to figure every one of these little roads goes somewhere for some reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that's kind of a cool thing to get into a little bit. There's Harmon came back.
Yeah, I've been in the background. You just didn't see me the first time.
We thought we were gonna pick on you, Harmon. We was gonna say,
no, I
Harmon
just lost
rage
connection
quit on us and shit, man.
No. I was
just
like,
fucking with you, man.
I pulled it up on my big screen TV, Google Earth, trying to follow you, where I could see better.
Oh yeah, that's a great thing. That's a great idea. Let's see, where was I on that? Let's see, we're here with this airstrip, which we know the bombing range. Well, that might even be a practice bombing strip. But the thing we found, I don't know if you saw. Whoa, stop. There we go.
I saw that. You guys are talking about the things look like the bugs.
Yeah, it looked like a little
yeah.
bug or something.
I thought it looked like one of those Star Wars that had the 4 wings. You know, those 4 jet fighters. Those Star Wars ones. That's what it reminded me of.
That thing.
What you got?
I don't know what those are, man. I went up the road. See, I went up this little.
We don't see it now.
Like, see, you only get them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In there at the end of this one. What's these?
No, I mean you're not sharing your screen now.
Yeah, we can't see you.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
It's all right. Shit. It's your world. You can live in it.
Oh no, I want you guys to be able to see it too. So like, here's what we showed Harmon. Here's what we showed Harmon right here as we were looking at this thing.
I mean, at first glance, it looks like a helicopter, but when you really look at it, it doesn't have the shape of one.
No, it has those like
I don't know what the
V wings.
I don't know what the fuck they are. When you start following these little roads, man, and then you see something along that road, you got to give it a second on Google Earth to spit in the image.
It really is
some other crazy shit.
Crazy how many roads there are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
you're in the middle of nowhere, but we can see how many roads there are.
And it's amazing how much water's out there, just like Dave says. There's water everywhere out there.
Yeah. Oh, underneath this place. Do you know where the United States Navy submarine training center's at?
I have no clue. Annapolis?
It's just outside of it's just outside of Henderson, Nevada. It's right outside of Vegas.
Oh, really?
Now look. Oh, look. What did we find?
A fucking plane. It's an RC plane.
What did we find?
No, it's just graveyard. They just dump them out there.
What's this here?
It's a prop. That's
I don't know. It might be part of a helicopter fuselage, maybe. Because this is in the range, I think. I think this is shit they bomb.
Do you know how many bombing areas they have out in this desert?
Oh my God, yeah, I do. There are hundreds. Well, this is a big one, and it's wild. We'd sit up there and get high at my friend's house in Darwin when they do bombing runs, and you hear over on the other side of that one mountain that we went around on Google Earth here, you just see these big flashes, and then you hear boom, 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 and it like resonates, man.
You got a huge one between Salton Sea and Blythe in the Chuckawalla Valley bombing range. Every time they bomb, it would literally shake our prison. It'd shake our prison all the time when they're bombing. And then they got the Yuma proving grounds out in the desert, and there's water by all of these places.
Yuma? I've been to Yuma.
Yeah. They got a big proving ground. That's what I was going to tell you. When Dave said they had that little radar stuff that when you pull off the road, they have sensors. One time we had a flat. We're going from Quartzsite, Arizona to Yuma out in the middle of nowhere. It's through the Yuma proving grounds for the Marines and the bombing sites. And so we had a flat tire. And within 5 minutes, a helicopter was landing there with a bunch of GIs. They got out there, changed your tire, and say, you can go on your way now. They don't want you stopping out there. Dave, in 1972, out there towards Gila Bend and by Yuma, they found an open cavern bigger than Carl. No one's allowed in there anymore.
I lost you at out there in Yuma. There's a place bigger than something.
Yeah, out in Yuma, between Yuma and Gila Bend, there was a cavern, like Carlsbad Caverns.
Okay.
But they said it was twice as big as Carlsbad Cavern, just swallowed it up. And that's when they took over the Yuma proving grounds, and they took it and put it restricted, and no one's allowed in that area. And it was before everybody wanted to go see these new caverns, and of course the government said, "Nope, you're not going to." So who knows how deep that one goes, Dave?
I know. That's what I'm
And
saying.
that was in
man. This
'72.
shit
I
is-
remember it was a big deal. We all wanted to go see it. Now you don't even know where it's at.
What do we got? Finding all kinds of like derelict military vehicles.
Just
I'm
randomly.
looking at the Yuma proving ground. I'm trying to look in the Yuma proving grounds, see if I can get the same stuff. It don't look like real pictures in the Yuma one. It looks kind of like drawings, like nothing's allowed over that. It actually really doesn't look real.
You got to give it a minute to get the resolution in real good too. That appears to be some kind of a tower. And see, you start fucking traveling down these little roads on here, you start running across some crazy shit. You go like, well, what's this circle for? Why do they have that? I mean, you have to, I don't know if you're familiar with the terrain of the Mojave Desert, but man, to make a road and shit like that, you got to clear fucking rocks and shit out of the way. It's not like you can just go zooming along, looks like it's flat. You got these bushes of fucking scrub brush and shit all over the place, and cacti. It's so when you make a road, you got to have a reason, you know.
And it's like,
so when I know that,
yeah, it's like almost a
I
perfect.
know that, so I follow this shit.
It's crazy
And then
how
along these little weird roads, I find weird shit, man. So then if I take what's that little road? Why is that going down? Why does this go back over into here? And you start following it to where its conclusion is. This one, of course, ends. It just goes up in a wash, but somebody purposely put a road there for whatever reason. I don't see any purpose. But here at the end of this one, we've got.
and it just takes a turn right.
This is the crossing. Yeah, so let's see what happens. God damn thing. Stop doing that to me. So we'll take this road, doesn't go anywhere. This road here obviously goes back this way and follows down here. It looks like there's something up here at the end of this road. What's up at the end of this road here?
A circle.
Well, that's interesting. Why do we have that? What's this thing over here? What's this white thing? It's just a big rock. I believe it is. Let's go back over here. What's this square about? That's kind of unnatural looking. Why is that there? It's not blurred out. I don't know what it is. It's just a cleared out area, it looks like to me. I don't know. We'll follow the road down. We'll see what we find. This is Darwin Road. Here's some kind of little buildings and a fence. What do we got along here?
Probably a lot of mining roads, probably looking for stuff to mine.
Well, no, that's where they plug it in right there. You can tell. You see that on top of that building?
Yeah, I do.
It's most obviously a giant light socket.
There you go.
See, that's it.
Stick your finger in it, right?
It does. Damn.
That's where they plug the space in. That's where they plug in the spaceships at. Let's see what else we got along this little compound. It looks like it's in a hell of a lot of disrepair.
Yeah.
It does. It really does. It looks like really in bad. It's just been neglected, you see. And that happens, man. The winds that come through here are pretty fucking fierce, man. They're pretty fierce. I've seen it snap. You know them big, tall fucking gas station signs that stick up so you can see them way far off? I've seen the wind snap those off the bolts. Just fucking snap the bolts like they were nothing. That ain't no shit.
I must get some good winds.
Just kinda, yeah, man, it is. It's terrible sometimes. Here's some kind of little purposeful thing that was done. Why are these rocks piled up over here? Probably cleared out of this area here at one time. It looks like a little mobile home sized trailer. Wonder what that circle is on top of this thing. Must have been some kind of a facility they used at one time, and then, hey, the taxpayers are covering it. Why not just,
What was that, a
fuck
landing
'em?
pad, do you think? A landing pad?
Why not just land in dirt?
Because it's still,
It might have been.
it's
It
dirt.
might have been a helo. It might have been a helo pad, but why bother? Yeah, like you say, why
Yeah,
bother?
because they don't want to screw up the dirt as much as possible, I would think.
Now you see this right here and
Tie
this right
downs for
here.
the wind and stuff.
You see this and this right here. This is obviously is telling us that there's something blurred out.
Oh, it looked
They
like
blurred
Saturn.
something.
I thought that was Saturn.
It might have been Saturn. Saturn is on Earth. Okay, so look at here. What do we got over here? These look like, what are these, rail tankers? It is, man. Those are like railroad tankers. What the fuck are those doing out there?
Well, I'm
Or
looking
at
through
least,
this
I mean, they look
Chuckawalla
like it.
Mountains.
You
North
gotta,
of White. There's train tracks going through these mountains.
you gotta think so many people put time and energy to put all of these things out here. All of these vehicles and
Yeah,
all, like a lot of people did this.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then you follow these little, I mean, it's not like, and that's what'll blow your mind, man. I've been driving out through the desert, and all of a sudden, here's an old fucking 1940s refrigerator with the little round thing on top, just sitting there in the middle of the motherfucking desert. And you're like, somebody had to bring this here and set it here, and they came a long fucking way to do it, man. Is it like a cursed fucking refrigerator? And it's like, God damn it, I'll get you out of my life. Let's see. Is there
There's body
there's
inside
these
of it.
little roads. Oh, see, those connect over. Okay, wait, there's another thing. I bet those two converge together. Now see what's in that circle. We'll never know. They got it blurred out. I think that was one of those hexagrams, man. I think that was one of those hexagrams. Now see, here's Junction Ranch. What the fuck is that about?
Oh, that's where the road
This is on the base. But see, they got this denoted, and you can't just go here. There's some kind of a hangar. Here's something. Is that purposely blocked out, or is it square and has a shadow? It's hard to say. No vehicles around it. This place here looks like it's kind of in disrepair. The roof is going. There's a propane tank over here, a big propane tank.
Go down to the left an inch, right there. Wait, to the left, there's a circle right there. Go up, to the left. No, up, right there.
That
You
right
see-
there, right
what is
here.
What is the? Yeah.
Oops, I'm on the ground and it's not 3D.
You're on it.
I went too low.
Oh shit.
There's another one. There's another one over here. What's this? There's another thing over here that's like that, and like a ghost of something round over here too.
Someone took the time to build it.
Yeah, I mean, there it is. And let's take a look. Let's zoom out a little bit and see where we're at. And we're right there just south of that weird airstrip. We're barely into this thing yet, you see? We're
Yeah.
barely into this thing. And what's this little green patch we got right here? What the fuck is that? What's
So-
going on there?
That's a lot of fucking circles.
Okay, I've never seen this before. We're gonna have to make a placemat for this. And what are we gonna call it?
Green swamp.
How do I name it? I guess I start telling it. Oh wait, let me do. Hang on. Fuck.
What's the area? What's the area it's at?
If you look to the right of the green circle that we're looking at, it looks like it's like a balloon being sucked out. Do you see? How, no,
It does. It does.
yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
balloon.
right here.
Yep.
So what the fuck did I do? And
What
there's something
junction were you
square in
at?
it,
You're
too.
near a junction. Name it Junction Circle. Junction Circle something.
Oh no, what's going
When you're by
on?
that
What's going on?
junction.
Hang on, I got to figure out how I can put. Well, see, I'm looking for how to fucking put that name in there, man. Fuck. It won't let me do anything with it. All right, wait, I can do this. Oh no, it made it move. All right, so there, we put it there. That's cool. We haven't even looked at this other one. I don't know how to do this, man. I'm fucking lost. I'm lost in love and I don't know much. And thinking about. I don't know. I'm lost, man. Fuck it. I should have done it up through the menu or something, man. Fuck. Does anybody in the chat know? Thank you, ZXL Master. Probably J2.
What the hell is what's that? Okay, we're looking at 2 circles right now, right? Or 3. That left circle, there's a road.
Now look at this is.
There's a road going around a
This
fucking.
is from.
Like there's a road going around.
This ain't. No, it's just the edge of it.
Oh, to the left.
This right here has. Yeah, this one has a road going around it.
Yeah. What I'm talking about. Why is there a freaking?
I don't know, man. That's so weird. It's like, yeah, that's what you run into. Why do you have this out here? God damn thing. How do I make that go away? I'm going to just put it back up there. There, that's what I did. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go up on here. I don't want to use these. Why are you making me use these, you cockbag fucks? What the hell? Anyway, God bless America. See, I could pay. It let me do that. All right, maybe I just got to go to this. Maybe I go to that, like that. Okay, so I don't know. I'm lost. Anyway, that's weird. What's this little white thing? Let's see if it'll fill in any. No, it's from 1985. How can I get it from? What? I fucked it up. Oh, it came up over here. Oh, it was giving me that. Oh, I get it. God damn it. Oh, the little window
What
came
was
up
it doing?
over on the other side. All right, just a second. I need to image Landsat Capernetics. Okay. Oh, see, I'm too zoomed in. That's all. Okay, so I know how to do this now. Let's see, 1985. Let's get it up to at least to there, 2017. There we go. Now we're going to tell that weird green circle. That's what we're going to call it. Weird green circle. There. Now we'll be able to find it again. So which way should we? Oh, it comes back around the same way again. Look at what's this square right here?
It looks perfect too.
I know. Why is that fenced off?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Well, that's retarded.
Or it's smart.
You got to let shit fill in. Why does the road look fucked up there? I don't know. So that's Darwin Road, and that leads us down here to this other junction. And this leads us along. Oh, I think this is getting... Okay, here we go. Oh, Lord, what do we got going on here? The fuck is that? Anybody?
A Lego block.
Someone just someone's hiding something, so they put artwork there. Print and stamp.
No, that's there. You can tell it's weathered right here. Yeah. And it's kind of fucked up the way the painting on it is. And this right here, see, this is covered up with sand. What the fuck is happening here?
Then there's
this obviously went somewhere.
Yeah, there's
What's this up here?
Yeah.
Huh.
See, I think there was a city there at one time. I mean, on this whole in this area. And it's hidden. What are these right here?
I don't know, but these rounded off corners are irritating. You got these rounded off corners.
So now which way do we go? See what's this taking us up into. Ooh, I saw some covered up shit up there. I've looked along here and I found like bunkers in the side of the mountains and shit. When you come along these roads, some of them.
You know, Patton used to do all his training and stuff out there where I lived. And with kids, he left all the tanks and everything out in the desert. And we'd go out there and play on the tanks all the time. And I came back from the military. They had picked up all the tanks, and now they're in a place called right before Indio. There's Patton's Museum, and all those tanks we used to play on as kids are in his museum now. Out in the middle of the desert was called Wiley's Well, where they used to practice. And he got mad because his GIs would go out there and get the water all the time, and he filled it up. Still there at Wiley's Well. So there's water everywhere, huh, Dave?
There is. There's water underneath this thing. There's a huge inland sea, man. There's a huge inland sea that's underneath this place, man. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I just backed out where you guys are and looking just to get the view of California. You can really see where the island was. It's still got the outline of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can see it just clean as day.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I know. It's I lived out here for a few years, man, and it was like this place is a mystery, man. It really is. Okay, look at that. Do you see these? Look at these circles, these concentric lines. Do you see those?
What's concentric?
Well, like in a row. Can you see them?
I see.
There's one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here.
No, I can't make it out.
All the way out to this thing. And they make a cone. There, maybe you can see it a little better now.
Oh, yeah, I see them now. Yeah, I see them.
Yeah.
So what's that about?
What's at the point, the bottom left? What goes to the point?
Yeah, we're going there.
You think they just surveying land? Oh, no, look at it. It comes to a point, like you said.
Yep.
And it goes out like a radar. If you take it at that point and go to your right, it just makes it bigger and bigger. It's like radar going out, like shooting a beam.
Those are like perfect curves too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like
they might have had antennas. They might have had antennas and stuff there at one time.
The curvature of those roads look like perfect, and they're like perfectly placed apart.
Let's see. They seem to be. How do we get this thing? There. So let's see. We'll just kind of get an estimate. Oops, my bad. Line from here to here. Looks like 0.12, an eighth of a mile. About an eighth of a mile. Okay, so then if we go let's go from this point and see how far it goes all the way out.
And then divide it.
This looks like the last one right here. No, this one right here is really wide. This last one's really quite wide. That whole distance comes up to almost a mile. Almost a mile. Well, it's probably a perfect mile if I was to pick the point. Let me get the point right again. Let me get it right in the point. I bet you it's a whole 1 mile.
And then what? Divide it.
Go in there. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
0.93. It's 1 mile to this outside ring right here. It's 1 mile to this outside ring.
So it's no
that's
easy task making those lines.
No. And let's see. This from this point here. This one seems to be wider. This one here and there is 0.19 miles.
And the one before that seems to be shorter. The one right before that seems to be shorter. Yep.
Yeah. We'll go, 0.13. And then when we clear that, we can check this next one. Let's see what that one is. 0.12, 0.13. Yeah, these ones are pretty much the same. They're all the same. It's this one thick one right here. I just wonder why that one was considered twice as wide. Well, that's 1 mile to the outside ring to the other. That's interesting. I wonder what the deal is with that. I called that out. You can only speculate and wonder what the fuck that could be for. Yeah. That's what you want to look for, is like man-made shit like that. See, that's not found in nature except in something alive. Of course, I believe the earth is alive too, but we're all part of the entire living thing. So there we go. Let's zoom out a little bit. Follow this guy.
And I think when they dam the rivers, which is like say if you were Earth's alive, you're actually clogging up the arteries and the drainage system of the earth. When they did that,
some kind of a flow in it. I wonder if the oil and then what we call magma and lava, if that's not part of the. There's a junction. Let's see what's there. Something crazy? Anything? I think that might be part of how the whole circulatory is part of the living system of the earth.
Yeah, I think we really heard it when we dam things and don't let the water do its natural flow. I consider those the blood veins of the earth.
Of the body? Are you saying that the earth is like the body?
Yeah. And that the veins are the rivers. And the water's the blood of the earth. If you look at them, they all flow like that. Is that what you were saying, Dave?
Sort of. Oh, there we go. Aircraft skeleton. Found one.
You understand what I'm saying, Austin?
I completely understand what you're saying. Yep.
I've always thought that. Even before I even knew about this flat earth or anything like that, I said all the water is just like veins in a human body. And when we dam it, you're just clogging it up, which causes it to have a heart attack and stress in areas. That's what I just always would guess. I mean, I'm nobody, but that's just how I thought.
Hey, what do y'all think about that thing?
It looks skeleton.
Looks drawn.
Yeah, that too.
It almost does, don't it? But it is 3-dimensional. You can see that, and it's casting a shadow. Unnamed road, historical landmark. I don't know. It almost looks like a U2. What would be left of a U2 or something? I don't know. What's this laying?
I got to touch a U2.
This is
there's also a road going to it.
One of the strangest things I ever did when I gardened a U2 one time. And, as guards, you're not supposed to cross the ropes. You're not even allowed to get close to it. But I wanted to see this thing at night. So I go over there and I touch the wing. I go like this and see my hand. I go like this to feel the wing because it's so thin, right? And you're touching it, but you can't sense it. You have it has no feel to it, whatever it's made out of. I'm going like this. I tell my buddy, look at this. I said, we're actually touching the wing, but you don't have any sense what you're touching. It was strange. I never got to get close to an SR-71, but the U-2 I did. So I don't know.
What's this here?
Austin, one of the strangest things we used to do, and
Oh,
it
look at
came
that.
into view.
That's part of a plane. Look at that. That's part of a plane, bro.
Is there a
That's part of
shadow
plane.
underneath it?
Yeah.
Or is that a plane?
Huh?
Anyway, Austin, I was in
It's dirt
Turkey.
and
When
shit.
in the military, you always take the jet engines out, and they always service them on the F-15s or F-16s. And they put them in the hangar, and they put them on a big old block, and they just put the engine there, and they kick up with the APU and the auxiliary power unit, started up and be running. And we'd always sit there, me and my buddy would guard looking, where's the gas? How is this thing running? We'd always say, well, we figured, well, it must be coming up from underneath the ground or something. But you could never see any gas running this stupid engine. And now you get to know these years later, maybe it was just running on the air. I don't know. Well, we would just sit there and looking, couldn't see anything.
Here's something to consider. This is what I'm saying. I think that there was like a look at the scars. There was this town here. Look at these roads that run out. They were built with purpose, but they're not maintained. I mean, enough to keep. But you get back and you look, and it's like, wait a second, what's happening here? Why is this all here? Look at this crazy shit. Now, these right here, these are bomb craters, what you're seeing right here. See all that? Those are bomb craters. There's some there. There's a big one there. These are target vehicles that they've set up. You start looking at that, you start digging into it, you start finding out what some of this shit is. Those are bomb craters. Those little dots you see are where bombs have hit. All those little dots right there in that whole little area, in this square patch right here. See, yeah, that's where bombs have gone off all over the place. Boom, 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 boom. Different.
Well, they are,
ones.
aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Here's more down here. Here's some targets, I guess. What are these? Oh, look. Ships in the desert. Why do we have fucking boats and ships in the desert?
Holy fucking shit.
What? What's this thing here? Oh, just a little couple targets of opportunity, I guess. But that's kind of crazy, isn't it? In that whole little area.
All right, guys, you outdid me. I got to go to bed.
Yeah, I'm going to get off here in just a minute myself.
Thank you so much for letting me join you. I appreciate that. And Austin, nice meeting you.
Hey, no problem.
And if you're out towards Laughlin, well, hook me up somehow. Look me up.
All right, brother.
Yeah, man.
All right, bye.
Yep.
Look, here's some kind of a little settlement of some sort. What the fuck's over here? Oh, whatever it is, it's been bombed a few times. Look at all these fucking bomb craters. Look at all these bomb craters.
Yeah, that concrete needs some repair.
What's that little round deal for? I don't know, whatever's along there. What the fuck are these for?
Yeah, circle after circle after circle.
See, you start finding some crazy shit along here. What's this little deal? What do we got in here?
It's just so much of it. It's like, it's so much of it that it's almost hard to believe.
What the fuck are those?
They look like fucking tadpoles.
Look like hypodermic needles or something. But no, I think there's some kind of weird trailers or something, or I don't know what the fuck those are. That's crazy.
I don't
know. But you start looking along here, and you say, when you see these little settled areas like that, and you start going in and you go, what's in there?
Yeah.
You know, somebody cut that little area out for something. What's that? A gun? Is that a
Yeah.
howitzer? I don't fucking know. Jesus Christ. He built, this shit's along here for some reason. They cut these little roads in for some fucking reason. So somebody put them there to drive on. So let's see. We go south. Where was we at?
My biggest
over here.
So I do this too. When I'm bored, I look at the maps and stuff. But my biggest question is, how do we get the technology to look at this in the first place? We don't have satellites. We don't have satellites. How are we getting this clear imagery to even look at in the first place?
All right. So,
or am I just talking crazy?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm changing the imagery to different dates.
No, I'm saying
I got it up.
I'm saying like Google Maps, like maps, like I don't know. It seems like freaking alien technology. Just phones in themselves, cell phones, maps. There's no way humans can come up with this.
This is the shit when you start getting in here. What's that? Look at that, Austin. What the fuck is that? I mean, really, what do you make of that? That's kind of silly. I mean, what are we doing here? How many people we got in here? 7 people? That's interesting. Here we are at 2:00 in the morning looking at weird shit on Google Earth. So yeah, there's a road that goes out to this, and what is that? You see what I'm saying? And like we said, you make a road for a reason. And this looks like they tried to get a shortcut up off to this road here. But this is G2 Tower Road.
Yeah.
Look at it. Okay, so we got that weird little thing there. I think that'll intersect. Yeah, it does. So here's G2 Tower Road. We go up into G2 Tower Road, we start seeing some crazy shit. These little settlements here. And we follow this little road along.
It's like
What's
trailers
this here for?
It's like random trailers.
I know. It's like, why are these trucks just parked out here? Does that make sense?
No, it does not.
They're just parked out there, right? So you start going down this shit and you look, and it's like, what's down here at the end of this? Okay, so we got that up here. Now, what I found interesting was this little area right here. What's that?
There's a lot of, when I lived in Ridgecrest, there was a lot of like weird holes in the mountains. And people called them like the Devil's Tunnel or some shit. It was like tunnels, but people weren't allowed to go to them. I don't know, just weird shit.
Yeah, there is, and they go down into the fucking base, man.
Yeah.
We follow this road along, see where it takes us. See, and there's these little pull-offs. What's up? What do we need that for? What do we got going on here? What's in the side of the mountain? What do we actually got going on here? Oh, look, we found some little buildings. What is that? I mean, this is what I'm saying. There's so much weird shit on this base. It's like, why is it even the fuck there? And then that road, that's it. You got this little weird road that goes down here. God knows where it takes you. Steel water wash. So let's get back on these purposeful roads where we see, all right, so that took us up in here for some reason. Then we had this, so we follow this farther south. This is G2 Tower Road we're on. And where does that take us? What's this little thing down here? There's some kind of a little orange thing. It looks like, what the fuck is that? God knows. That's what I'm saying. Oh, and there's some kind of shit you're not allowed to look at. Oh, there he is. What happened? I lost you, bro.
I have no idea what just happened. It just kicked me out or something. I didn't push any buttons or nothing. It just fucking kicked me out.
You probably rage quit because I proved you to be a liar. Oh, there's another globerism. Geez, there's another thing Globers always say. No, I got away from you because you're a fucking asshole. You don't, I was all right with a differing opinion. It's just the, it's that name calling shit I'm not down with. Oh, look, we found more stuff. What did we find? What did we find? I wish this thing would stop making this so that I... There. Oh, I don't want that. I don't know. I was trying to use those tools over there. I don't know how to use them. What we got in this loop? All right, Charlie, can you drive up G2 Tower Road and take the third left to the right to the fucking street and then go to that other place and then pick up a wrench? No, fuck you. There's Burrow Canyon. You know what I'm saying, man? Think about if you had to get sent somewhere on this base to go get something. What is this? Why do we have what is this hexagon for? And why is there an abandoned truck near it?
Looks like an LMTV.
Well, it's along there, our little tower. Are we still on G2 Tower Road? This is G2 Tower Road right here. What's this road? They don't know. Oh, here's some interesting shit down here. What's this? Some kind of a little building. That's where the colonel lives. That's where we do the mind control experiments. Don't ask any more fucking questions.
Don't ask no questions.
I tell you no lies. Now, you see this right here? This was definitely scarred in here for some reason right here. What the fuck is happening? There's nothing there anymore. Of course, you got to remember this thing's been here since before World War II. I think pretty close. I know they've used it to test planes and shit out for a long time. A lot of wreckage I found out here. I've spent hours on here looking around before on other computers, and it's really fucking it's insane, man, the shit you find. What do we got here? What have we? Oh, look, I found airplanes. What do we got? What do we got here?
Why are they parked like that?
How'd they get there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd they land them at? Is there a runway system or something? Maybe that? No? I don't know. Those don't look like big enough roads to land a fucking airplane on, to me. And those definitely look like prop-driven aircraft, don't they? Except for this one up here, because see how straight their wings are? See how straight their wings are?
Yeah.
And this one here is apparently a jet, because you can tell with the swept wing. There's your tax money. Hard at work. We're going to make another, we're going to say airplanes. Every time we find some cool shit like this, we're going to bookmark it. And we're going to put it so it doesn't obscure our picture. Okay, there we go. Cool. Got it, man. Gonna look at cool shit all the time.
That looks like a snake. Like a snake head.
I know. I
The
wonder
black.
what the fuck that's about. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here in just a minute and probably continue this crazy shit tomorrow sometime. Look at this. Is apparently what? Let's let that picture come in a little better, maybe. That's some kind of like a blade of a helicopter or something up there, don't it? Up on top of this thing, it looks like rust around it and shit.
Too many questions, man.
Some more crazy shit. What's this? I think it was up and around this area is where I found that, like that space shuttle looking thing. WSL. Look at that. What's that?
Yeah.
Look at that fucking. What's that logo about? Is that a logo?
It looks
Hypodermic
like
needle?
yeah. Well, it looks like two cords about to touch like a receiver or something.
Looks like to me it looks like a fucking pharmacy, like a a jab, don't it?
Mm.
What? Let's see. What's WSL? Let's see. Can we look that up? I'm gonna look it up. WSL.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking weird.
Windows Sublink World Surf League. Windows subsystem for Linux. Ubuntu. All right, I know what to do. Okay, so no, I don't see anything about that. I don't know.
Can you go on images? Can you type in WSL and then go on images on Google? You might
I
get
did.
that
Let me
same.
see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Images. Oh, wait. There's something about no. Oh, I know what it is. Why? Because okay, so let me put this out of here. And then I'll hit enter. A bunch of shit about the World Surf League. No. Maybe that's where they are at. Maybe that is the World Surf League. I don't fucking know, man. Pretty crazy, though. But anyway, I'm going to shut this thing down. I'm getting tired. I hope everybody had as much fun as I did just dicking around on here and looking at some Google Earth. Austin, you want to leave anybody with any last thoughts tonight?
I'm good, man.
You're good, man.
I got
So
nothing for you. I just like hanging out.
let's see, I'm in here and we're going to go to
Like
this
hanging
thing.
out and listening to you talk.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, we'll see everybody later. Everybody remember, don't trust Whitey. Lord loves a working man. Stay away from the doctor. Motherfucker will kill you. So we changed it up a little bit. Y'all have a great night. We'll talk to y'all later. See you, Austin. Good night.
Yeah, later.